Yeah, give me a minute. Oh Lord. Okay. Oh Lord Jesus. All right. All right. Now all about. Hold on. Let's see. I forgot. Let me see. I think that should be enough. Yeah. All right. So, how's everyone doing? Oh, thanks for the likes. Oh, me I'm sana ako piano. Ada some no no. Oh, okay. Sharing it. Mm-hmm. All right. So, I love life issues, right? Because it's normally open discussion. Sometimes, most times I speak English on Sundays with life issues. At times, I'll mix it together depending where the conversation is going. Um, Saturdays when I come on with also for Samuel so that's when I speak mostly. We speak tree in that one. That one is marriage lesson, but we do general topics and stuff. But man, hey, it be more invented, So it's like I just love open discussion because with open discussion, you can basically discuss anything, talk about anything, everything, with the exception of politics. I don't like talking about politics because a lot of Ghanaians do not know how to debate, right? Or how to make points without being disrespectful and, curse, insulting, and all that. I don't like negative energy. Um, Most people, when they can handle certain things or they feel that someone is more intelligent than them, they have a tendency into going into um, insult or disrespect. If someone speaks, Brother Wallace, come, welcome. If someone says something or even make a comment that you may not agree with, that's fine because we cannot get people or we can impose our own thinking on others, right? If you understand certain things certain way, that's you. If you don't understand something or you feel like someone the way they describing it or saying it, they lost you, you can ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more understanding you get from the person's perspective, right? um Wisdom is not in one person's head. So when you come through, if you want to be part of the conversation, it's an open discussion, which means if you have something pressing, right? Or you have a topic that you want us to discuss, you can bring it up and we'll talk about it. If you don't, it don't matter, right? There are plenty of things when it comes to life issues that we can discuss. Most times I normally talk about relationships, marriages, but I can also go outside and I also talk about, our well-being, mental health and stuff because a lot of times some people they don't take care of their own personal needs, right? They are more focused on what others will think of them, so they try to, I don't know, how are you, they trying to certify or soothe other people, right? Just to save a face. I cannot live my life in such manner. I'm not in this world to certify other people. I'm in this world to, make sure that I'm doing okay, because everything starts from me. I need to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, my husband K, like, his action tells me and shows me that he cares for me. And, I want him to take care of himself, because a lot of times people chooses to kind of like disregard their own well-being and focus on their partner all the time. When people take care of themselves, right, in due time, what does that do? In due time, it will transfer onto others, because if I love myself, as time goes on, the love that I have for myself is going to transfer into people who are closer to me naturally. My husband does not need to force me to say I love him. I will naturally say I love you, Kay, and he can choose to respond back or whatever, right? But sometimes you have some people, like, some couples, if one says I love you and the other one said okay, thank you, or like they have a problem with it. You can't force people to express their feelings, because some people are a bit reserved. So even though they love you, like, they don't know how to put it in words, right? Most partners who truly care for their significant others, the most things that they do is to show. They do it in action. They don't say it out loud. They don't say it in words. Based on their behavior, how they take care of their partners, when situation comes about, the support that they will give, that should naturally tells you that this person is that. So with that being said, I have a friend who, a gentleman who went through a situation a couple years back. He's saying that this was 5 years ago. So, like, during the pandemic, like, um, he was talking, he has a friend that um, they went to before the pandemic. His high school did a 10 years high school um, reunion, and he um, decided to go to this reunion. So when he went to the reunion, of course, everyone that was in high school, some of them are married, others are single, and some are just, having casual relationships or casual sexual activities without being committed to the other. So when he went, he said there was this one girl who kept, every time that he becomes conscious of everything, his surroundings and stuff, the girl will be watching him and stuff. And he was trying to place her where he knows her from, because he couldn't figure it out. But at some point, the girl was bold enough and walked over to him and asked if anybody was sitting next to him, and he said no, that nobody. So she asked if she can sit next to him, and he said, "Okay, go ahead." So they started talking and everything. So at some point, the girl was like, "You don't remember me?" And he was like, I don't, like, I'm trying. He was like, "Truly, you really truly do not remember me?" And he was like, just, refresh my memory, because I'm trying hard to, like, remember who you are. And then, she reminded him that in high school there was they went to an event, and both of them got stuck in a situation, so they ended up having sex. And everybody went in their way. But around that time, she used to wear glasses, right? But now she's wearing contact glasses. So she looks totally different from how she used to look in high school. So once she said that, he remembers, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, if you did not say it, I wouldn't have known it was you." So, they catch up, and there was vibes going on and everything. So the girl, told him that she had a crush on him. And when that happened, he was like, "Please, God, don't tell me that I have a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old out there somewhere." And she was like, "No, no, no, don't worry about it. I did not get pregnant that day and everything." He was like, "Phew, that's a relief." And he was like, "Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem, of you being my baby's mama, because I just want to make sure that I don't have a child out there that, I did not know." And she was like, "No, but she expressed herself. She let him know that she's so interested in him." And he was like, "I'm not in a relationship. And I, quite frankly, I'm feeling, some sparks between us. So I don't have a problem, getting with you." And at the end of the reunion, they ended up, at a hotel. Radenchi, what to say? They ended up in a hotel, and of course, when two adults meet, what happens? If they both agree and they had consensual sex. So they went out of their way. The 2 days later, everybody went about to go back to work, do their own business and stuff like that. But the guy was like, I would like to, please don't ghost me or anything like that. I would like to, see where this relationship is going to go, if you do not have a problem with that. And then she said she did not. So they made a decision, to make plans to meet sometime in a month or so, to meet again. And she was okay with it and everything. A week after they went to the high school reunion, he had texted her a couple of times, but he didn't hear back from her. So he was wondering, like, if she's okay or stuff like that. He started getting worried because they have made plans to, stay in touch and also make plans to meet again. Amy, how are you? So, like, the girl did not call him back or text him back for some time. Queen, how are you? Bella. So, at some point, she finally responded to him. And, she was like, she was sorry, like, her workplace, she has a lot going on at work. She needed to get some things done, and she wanted to make sure, but she doesn't want him to think that she's trying to dog him or something like that. Dr. ZK Banks, what's up? So, she apologized for that, but she just wanted to, like, respond back to him for him to know that she has seen his text messages and everything. So he was like, "Cool, no problem. But, let's just make a pact, whereas, at least every other day or every 3 days, we will check on each other and stuff like that." And then he asked her when they can meet again, because he truly would like to have him, see her again, to spend more time together to get to know each other. Because high school, when they had that one time fling, it wasn't purposely, it was by accident, a chance, something that happened out of nowhere. And then the 10-year reunion of them getting together and everything. And she was like, "No, okay, no problem." So, like a month and a half later, they made the decision to meet in person again. So the girl decided to fly over to where the guy was at. And when she came, she was happy to see him. He was happy to see her and everything. But as time went on, she came to spend a week with him. But as time went on, like 3 days after she was there, like her demeanor and everything was like different from how she was before. And he was like, what's going on? Because I mean, I feel like you coming back. I was looking forward to, you know you being excited, the two of us making a decision to start dating and everything. And she was like, she's pretty much um a bit, she needs to talk to him about something, and she doesn't know how to go about it, to talk to him about it, and does not know how he's going to receive it. So he was like, is there someone else? And she was like, no, there's nobody else, but is work. He said no. And then he was like, are you pregnant? And she did not respond to that. So he was like, oh, okay. Because they haven't made any plans in terms of, starting a family and stuff like that. So she was like, I am so sorry. I was on birth control. I'm not sure how it happened. But, she realized that after they got together, a couple weeks, that she did not get her monthly, her period and everything. So he was like, that's quite okay. And she was like, her father is like pressuring her to get married and everything. Queen, thank you so much. Let me follow you back. Let me see. Okay, great. So, so, he was, she was like, her father is pressuring her to get married. And frankly, she doesn't know anybody else that she has a good relationship with. But being that they have reconnected, she wanted to ask him if he would not have any problem, settling with her. And she doesn't want him to feel like she's pressuring him. So he was like, nah, I mean, like, you pregnant right now. We're gonna have a child together, so I don't see what the problem is. Because he was like, I have feelings for you as well. And the girl had already, told him prior that she's in love with him. So he was like, okay, the guy has a business, he's well off, and he has money. So, he has a lawyer. He spoke to his lawyer and everything, the situation, and the lawyer was like, listen, you don't really have to be married to her to take care of the child that you guys have made together, right? You conceive together, and you can take time to think through it and everything before you settle. But if this is something that you want, I don't see why not. We can go to the court and have a quick marriage, and you know go from there. So the guy was like, you know what? I'm not with anyone. I haven't settled down. I wasn't planning to settle down, but being that this has happened, I'm going to settle down with her anyway. Truly, what's up? So the next day, oh my gosh, he said the next day they went to the court and got married, right? So once they got married, he got a new place, a bigger place, because they expected him. So he moved from his place and they moved to a bigger house and everything. Moving, did everything like and he went to work. 48 hours after the marriage, his friend, the husband's friend, went to this restaurant. When he went to the restaurant, he saw his friend's newlywed wife and her father at the restaurant. At first, his friend did not pay any mind to them, right? He and his friends were on the other side. The husband was at work, so he wasn't there. But as they were sitting there talking, chatting, his friend heard about them talking about the girl's husband. And the father was pressuring the girl to convince the husband to put her on his business, contract and stuff like that, in order for them to be able to get part, to become partners of his business as well, because now he's married to her. And the girl was like, no, I can't do that. We just got married. I give it some time. So his friend took out his phone and he recorded everything that the girl and her father, talked about. And then he sent the video to his friend, the girl's husband. The girl husband was at work. As he was, working, his phone charmed. So he looked and he saw a video. He played the video and he was livid. He was so upset. He got up. He was with two of his friends and he got up and they were like, yo, where you going? And he was like, I need to go and confront her. So they were like, nah, man, you can't do that. Just chill. He was like, no, I need to confront her. So they were like, okay, we're going to take you. So his friends, his two friends went with him. He went back home. The wife was not home yet. And a couple minutes later, the wife came through and she was, she got so scared because she wasn't expecting her husband to be at home. And then she was like, oh my gosh, you scared me. Like, what's happening? Why are you not at work? And he was like, I need to talk to you. And she was like, really? Like, you scaring me? What's going on? He was like, have a seat. And she sat down. And once she sat down, he asked her, are you pregnant? And then she said, yes. And he was like, are you sure you are pregnant for me? She said yes again. So once she said yes twice, he took out his phone and gave her his phone to play the video. Once she played the video, she realized that, he knows that she had lied to him. And she started apologizing, saying that she cares for him, she loves him, and when she saw him at the reunion, they slept together. She didn't want him to get with any other person because she just wanted to be with him. And he was like, how does that justify you lying to me, saying that you are pregnant? Because, we would have taken time to settle, because he was like, I care for you too. It's not like I don't have any feelings for you as well. But how you went about for us to rush to getting married, he was not having that. He was not happy about it. He was really upset that she tricked him into getting married. So, he was like, I can't, right now, I just need to, like, I need time to think, but I will get back to you and everything. So the guy left the home that they live in now, and he called his lawyer and he sent a video to his lawyer. So his lawyer saw the video and everything, and he was like, you know what, we can. He was like, I know someone from the court. I can get you guys to get an annulment from this marriage, because it's been 48 hours. It hasn't been. You guys haven't gotten married for that long. So the guy was like, go right ahead. And his lawyer went through and got the annulment. So, Brother Yabua, how are you doing? So, with the annulment, it doesn't, both couples do not have to agree on it or no. One person can go about and get the annulment, because if someone that you get into marriage with or whatsoever, and it hasn't been that long, you can dissolve the marriage without needed permission from the other person. King, Queen, hey, Hi, hi, how are you? So, oh, thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Let's get to 2,000 likes. So, she was able to, um, so he got the marriage dissolved, and she does not know yet. So once he left the house, the girl kept texting, apologizing, trying to call to talk to him, but he refused to pick up any of the calls and stuff like that. So the girl, the wife, well, the ex-wife now, because he announced the marriage, um, send him some voice note, apologizing. And then as time went on, her apology went into anger, like, and then her telling him, like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, it's not like you have never made a mistake, this and that. Like, for someone who has done this guy wrong, you lied to him that you were pregnant, and she was not pregnant, and you would think that she would be humble enough, but she's getting upset and calling this guy out and making the guy look like he is the bad one, right? So the guy was like, I'm not taking this. So he finally took some time to call her back, and he was like, listen, I need you to pack your stuff and move out of this house, because I can no longer do this. I cannot do this, because I can't be married to someone who does not tell the truth, cannot speak the truth. Like, I want to be with you. I wanted to be with you, but with this type of lie, I can no longer stay with you. So the girl was pissed. You would think that would be the end of it. No, this girl was so obsessed with this dude, and she refused to be receptive to her wrongdoing, to accept that she's the reason why the marriage has come to an end less than 48 hours that she gotten married. She got upset and went to hire someone to unalive the guy, because the guy no longer wants to stay married to her. And all through this, she had no idea that the guy has gotten an annulment, like their marriage has already been dissolved. And then, she wants to unalive the guy before the marriage get dissolved, because she wants to possess the guy's business first, because that's exactly what her father was going for and everything. So God being so good. Oh, happy Easter, everybody. I almost forgot about it. God being so good, the person that she spoke to and went and hired, because she spoke to one of her friends, and her friend knows undercover cop, detective. So the friend went to the police and report about what she's planning to do. So they got the undercover detective to pretend to be the hitman. And the girl, she met with the undercover cop thinking he was a hitman, and she spoke to the guy and everything, and put a down payment, because that's the evidence that they needed to arrest her. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why do some people? So thank God that, God was on his side. Happy Easter, King, Queen. We did, yeah, girl, Mama, yeah, hi. King and Queen, wow, together. So she has been arrested, but the guy was like, "Hey, brother, I'm your married." I put to say Happy Easter to you as well. So the guy was like, Sister Adwoa Odo, is it a crime for someone? I mean, if you meet someone and you get with the person and the person lies to you or break one of your principles and you make a decision to break up with that person, is it a crime for the person to want to unalive you? Brother Mike, how are you? I was dumbfounded and shocked that a human being, right, someone will go to that extreme to unalive someone because the person no longer wants to be with them. Keep in mind, like when you want to be in a relationship or you want to get with someone that you have been madly in love during high school, but you never got with the person. Now, I asked the guy, I was like, do you think that the incident that happened in high school, whereas the two of you got stuck in a place that you ended up sleeping together, you think it was her work, like she arranged that for that to happen, or it just happened? He was like, Sadua, I don't know, it could be, but he was like, he's not 100% sure because it's just so weird and scary and creepy that, you know, this girl, you know, you slept with her 10 years ago and then you met at the 10 years reunion, and she happens to like come and talk to you to identify herself, and then she expressed that she has feelings for you, she likes you, she didn't have any problem, you know, sleeping with you again. And once you guys left the reunion, she was acting weird, not responding to your text messages, you know. And then a couple weeks later, she responded and gave you some bogus excuses about her work and stuff like that. I mean, when you're working, you get off from work, right? So if someone texts you, I'm sure you will have enough time to text the person back and stuff like that. And then boom, she's telling you she got him pregnant, and she got him pregnant, and then kind of like force your hands to get married to her. Sister Elizabeth, hi. I forgot to say, it's good to see you. This morning I was enjoying your conversation, Paul. You ended too quick. Come on. But it's a pleasure seeing you here. So, like, you know, I was like, do you think that all this stuff was planned? And then when you find out that she's not pregnant, but she was working her way to get pregnant while once you guys got married, right? Because if you tell someone that you tell a guy you're pregnant, within some time your stomach has to show, right? You have to produce a baby. I have seen some um, documentaries on investigation discovery channel, whereas you have some women, you know, who have some issues, you know, like emotional and psychological issues, whereas they pretend to be pregnant and will befriend someone who is really pregnant, and then when their due date, you know, is close, they will unalive them and steal the baby. I mean, that is when you talk about craziness, right? So thank you, sis. I told you I went back to natural. My hair has grown has grew so much. Ah, it's like awesome. This is my natural hair. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm looking at myself and I'm still trying to like figure out, because I have cut my hair. My hair has damaged so many times, so many years, but this time around I'm getting it right. I'm just no longer going to relax my hair. I'm going to keep it natural. When the gray start coming, I will just let it be. I'm not going to dye my hair, do nothing. Let it come. I love my father's hair. My father's in his late 70s, and he has so much hair. Oh my God, you would think he should be losing hair, but his hair is incredible. And since 1990, right, that I have known my dad use one particular hair product, which is Dax, DAX. That's the only hair product that my father uses, and he has never changed it. His hair is incredible. God at it. How are you doing? Natural is the best. Yes, yes, very very nice, pa. Thank you, sis. Yeah, so it's like, and I went back to natural because, like, uh, my hairdresser, she told me my hair was thinning over here, right in the back. It was thinning, but now look how full it is. It was thinning over in the back. So, and I could tell because when I comb my hair, it's like over here was very light, right? You see, it like it was just crazy. It didn't look good at all. So I hardly wear wig, right? But then when my hair started thinning out, I tried to wear them, but just for a couple weeks or months, it felt uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, this time around, I'm going to get it right. So I got it finally. Oh, yeah, then I'm glad that you're good, and you are most welcome. God at it. Sister Monique, how you doing? It's good to see you. Okay, so the girl, like, she hired someone to unalive this person because the person make a decision to um, annul their marriage less than 48 hours after they got married because she lied to him about her being pregnant. I don't understand though. Like, some people, what seems to be their problem? If you lying about being pregnant, at some point you have to get pregnant, right? And if your husband is unable to get you pregnant, what do you do then? Do you go and sleep with someone else to conceive? I don't understand. Like, you don't start out a marriage through a lie, because some people, their pet peeves. Oh, someone, thanks for the like. Their pet peeves is, you lying to them. We have some people, when you lie to them one time, they're gonna get a divorce. But then some of you will be like, oh my gosh, it's just one time. What is the big deal? It's a big deal for some people. It's a big deal. Everyone have their standards. And when it comes to Ghanaian men and women, Ghanaian people in general, because most of them do not have boundaries, have not developed any type of standards. They think everyone should think the same way that they do things, right? We have some who will impose their ideas, their thinking process, everything on other people, and they want you to be receptive to it. No, we cannot expect people to think the same way that we think. uh-huh. Grenada, how are you? Hi. Good afternoon. It's real story. A gentleman called me to let me know, like, he went to a 10 years reunion, high school reunion, and during high school he had gotten stuck at a closet, there was how he said there was a latch on it, like automatically if you close it, if someone closes it from the front, you can open from inside. So you need to call for help for someone to literally come and get that open. So he got stuck in there with one of the female student, and at some point, being that they were stuck there for quite some time, they ended up having sex, consensual one. And they went about their way. They graduated, everybody went their way. And then 10 years later, they have the 10 years reunion. So when he went to the reunion, the girl happened to come to him, and asked if someone was sitting next to him. He said no. She asked if it was okay for her to sit down, so she sat down. But prior to that, he said that every time that he becomes aware of the surroundings, he will see her checking him out, and she was good looking. She was looking fine, hot. His words was his word. His words was she was looking hot. So they started talking and everything, and the girl, he said he couldn't even remember her because when they were in high school, she used to wear glasses. So now she's wearing contact glasses, contacts. So he didn't really um um how you may say it, he did not recognize her at first. And she, let him know that she was the one that, he slept with in high school. So he was like, okay. And, as they started talking, he saw that there was some vibes, sparks going on. Um, Before the reunion was over, they ended up, finding a motel and slept together. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. They slept together. And after they slept together again, they made a decision to, start dating for real this time around and stuff like that. And when she went to her place and he went to his place, he lives in New York, she lives in New New Jersey. Well, they said I can't. He said I can't say. So, you know, after they went about their own business, he texted her a couple times, tried to get in touch with her, but he wasn't able to do so. And a couple weeks after, she responded back, saying that because of work and she has to catch up with, so she gave a bogus excuse. It seemed reasonable at the time. And then they made plans for them to meet again. So 6 weeks after they met, they made a decision to meet again. They came 3 days later. Her demeanor and behavior was a bit off. So he was trying to figure out as to what was happening. And then, he asked her what's going on. She told him that she was pregnant by him, and she apologizes. She was like she was on birth control and everything, but she doesn't know how she got pregnant. But most of us know that sometimes you might be on birth control and you might miss a day or two, or sometimes you don't take it the same time and everything. Thank you, Miss Sister Monique. So he was like, being that I'm not dating anyone and we just made a decision to date and stuff like that, we can get married. And she was like, she doesn't want him to feel pressure because she's pregnant. He was like, well, she's not seeing anyone. And she had confessed her feelings for him and everything. So he really truly felt that she was someone that he can settle down with. And one thing I failed to share was that the guy had a prior relationship before, and the person that he was in the relationship with um, cheated on him. So he made a decision to walk away from that relationship, and he wasn't fully healed. right? But he made a decision to get with this lady, and then later on he found out that she wasn't really pregnant. She just wanted to settle down. She was obsessed with him, and when he made a decision to dissolve the marriage, to no longer to stay married to her, her solution was to hire someone to unalive him. I mean, that is crazy. It sounds like a storytelling, right? It sounds like a storytelling, but that is crazy though. When you like someone to the extreme, and the person, you finally get hold of that person, and then you find out you losing the person. I know, right, Sister Monique? When the guy told me, I was like, that is crazy. And I was like, are you sure you're not telling me stories? He was like, no, Sister Adwoa. And so she hired someone, and God being so good, the girl, her friend that she spoke to about her plans, knows undercover detective. So he went to the police station to let them know, and they hired they made the undercover detective, pretend to be the hitman. And that's how, and she met with this undercover detective, it with her thinking that he was the hitman, and she put the down payment. So once you put the down payment, that is the evidence that they need to, arrest you and try you for that. So he's saying that she got arrested. She's going to be trial for trying attempted, M thing. And I was like, that is like just crazy. I think I have heard this story before. Was it on television? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know it. It's crazy. I mean, like, you have some people, I just don't know. I don't know. If you like someone and you are so obsessed with the person, right? At least speak the truth. Because I'm sure, like, we have plenty of men who will settle with women as whether or not you are married or you are pregnant or not. Why must you have to lie just to get the person to settle down with you? But when it comes to Ghanaian people, most Ghanaians, right? Eh, uh, Ghana, yeah, some Ghanaian women will settle, or like their family will tell the men who got their daughter pregnant to settle with their daughter because they ruined their daughter. Meanwhile, there's no love. And then these couples will struggle from beginning to sometimes, some of them end up losing their life. For what? Some people are sick and very obsessive in relationships. So Monique, it's just crazy. I mean, like, come on. Like, if you like someone and the person does not feel the same way, why force yourself on that person? I mean, like, move on. Try to get to know other people. But I just feel like, when he told me, I was like, this is crazy, because a lot of times what happens is that sometimes when situation happens, now you need to start doing investigation and everything, right? And, like, with the investigation, you will end up finding out that this person, DJ Muhammad, how are you? You will end up finding out that, this person go way back, has been stalking you from like ages, and you didn't even know. That is really creepy, not even knowing someone has been like keeping an eye on you and everything. Once she got married to this guy, she and her father did not even give it a week. Less than 48 hours, she met with her father at the restaurant, and the father is trying to force her to get her to tell her husband to put her name on his business that he has been doing years without her support. I mean, can you imagine? But greedy people, people who are selfish, this is the type of behavior that you see because they can't make their own, right? But I was like, my gosh, um, it's just crazy. And he was like, Sister Adwoa, I don't even know. I don't give anybody issues. I'm a nice guy. I do things accordingly. Like, if I like you, I like you. And he was like, I truly did care for this woman and I wanted to settle down. But once I got the video from my friend, from his friend, and he realized why this girl got married to him, he couldn't believe it. And I was like, it happens because we do have some people, they get with you because they want something, right? And it just so happened, but it's just crazy. I just asked him to see a therapist because he does need a therapist. And I was like, when you come out of a relationship, don't jump from one relationship to another because a lot of times that's the mistake most men and women do. They leave one relationship, they don't give themselves enough time to heal, and then they jump into another one because they are more worried about what others will think of them, right? Yes, we do have some men and some women, they can hold a relationship and stuff like that based on, because sometimes you may like someone, but once you get with the person, you find that you're not compatible, you don't have anything in common, you are just sexually attracted to each other, or you just lost in with one another. It has nothing to do with likeness or love, right? So like sometimes when that happens, Arabi, thank you, sweetie. Um, Rebound, yes. Yes, Sister Monique, you are right. You put the nail in the coffin. You're right. Rebound. A lot of people do that when they leave one person, like before, like settle, just trying to get back emotionally, psychologically, because if it affects you when you date someone, even it don't matter if it's one day, it affects you. So you need to gradually pick yourself up together. On TikTok, I believe there's video circulating about this student and her boyfriend. They dated not even over a year, a couple months, like 4 months, from January, right? They started dating, and the girl broke up with the young man. The young man, the reason why they broke up is that the young man saw a video or some sort of something, I quite don't remember, of the girl being with another person, and the girl was like, I was with that person way before you and I got together. But the guy is looking at the video and he was like, nah, man, this look recent, right? And she was like, you know what? Because of your jealousy and stuff like that, I no longer wants to be with you. And then there are things coming out that if he does not eat for a day or two, he will start coughing blood. And like there's so much happening. This young man, a student, instead of going to school to study, graduate, and figure out what he wants to do with his life, he chose to unalive himself because the girl no longer wants to be with him. How has it come to that? What type of love and care is that? Due to insecurity, this young man unalive himself, did not think about his parents, his siblings, his friends, And one of his friends, made a comment, on TikTok, on social media, that he had lost his brother in the same way. And this, his friend now also has done the same thing. Right now, I'm even concerned about this friend. He needs to get counseling, and the parents needs to be alert to keep an eye on him and making sure that he's safe, because like he has two people close to him had unalived themselves, because but one is because of a girl. What on earth? The way I love me, eh? The way I love myself. I love myself too much to do anything. No. That is not normal. A lot of people some people cannot take things emotionally and psychologically, but like it's just crazy. I couldn't believe it. We need to work on ourselves seriously. Arabi, what baby mo? Chere say braso na beka twi no na me de me personal development is so vital now. It is. It is. Personal development is something that a lot of people struggle with. Things that you are not good at, you need to learn to be strong, right? We build our life based on our strength, but we also have some people, they rely on their weakness. Why do they do that? You know why they do that? It is very important. Oh, someone cannot keep me. Do you know why some people rely on their weaknesses? And sometimes you have to think, right? You be like, oh, Sister Adwoa, come on. But I'm speaking the honest truth. Sometimes the truth is hard to swallow. Mental health is real. However, we also need to understand that we do have some people, they do not have any symptoms, and they don't have mental health. Their obsession and the way their brain function, someone who has mental health will be able to um, conduct themselves well, better than the person who does not have any mental health. But because of their uh, mindset, what they have developed in their mind, people that they associate themselves with, people that they allow to be close to them, people that they give their power away from them. Some years back in America here, and it was in the news all over the place. There was a man of God, Nyame nipa. Mame nka no wotwim ye wo Nyame nipa bi a wo brainwash na sore mma. O brainwash na sore mma. Na omo enum aduro. Na omo di ku omo ho. Chale no be easy o. Now to say o chese wo chi mo madwin no ankasa. Nipa a omo wu ye na nye nipa ketwa. In fact, let me go here and see. I don't remember the name. It's been quite some time, but let me go here and share that because it's on Google, so I can share. Arabi says instead of joining communities to learn, they won't. In some sister. And some it's just crazy. Another Benny said, good afternoon. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. My older sister was calling me. I'll call her back when I finish. Good afternoon. We need God in our lives. The Spirit of God may not dwell with men all time. Pray for. Hmm. My sister, we do need God. Sometimes, the way that some people do things and go about is just crazy, right? Let me go here. The okay, who manipulate? Manipulate church members. I'm to to themselves. Okay, let me see if it will pop up. Jim Jones. That was his name. Jim Jones. Yeah. They call it the term was revolutionary S. On a life. So what you omo kum minti min kama ha TikTok ko kana wa ye. And no Omasi Jones and the members of his church inner circle planned and orchestrated a mass MS. Ade oyɛ no nipa a wɔku wɔn no ɛnyɛ ketewa. Some of these things, it's always important for us to develop our mind, personal development, learn how to deal with situation, challenges, struggles, difficulties. When you're going through some emotional situation, when something in your life, either in your relationship, uh, relationship you have with your parents, your friends, your siblings, and your phone, because when your phone be to me, that will be a way person or on a life this one day because of sika ejapade asase. I don't understand. We have to learn to be strong emotionally, psychologically. Some people don't even think about all these things. But for you to be in a relationship and the person tells you, I no longer want to be with you, that person is not the only man in this world. That person is not the only woman in this world. Sometimes, the person that you are with may not be your soulmate, the person that you are meant to be with. Some of us run foolish race. We rush into being in relationship or like getting with someone that we have no business doing. I will use myself as an example. Sometimes, like I remember when I was teenager, I used to have this fantasy that I would like to date someone who is tall, has 6 packs, and because I'm 5'3", right? Not too short, not too tall, in between. So the idea of having to tiptoe and kiss someone, it was very it's romantic for me, right? That's me, and it's a turn on for me. So I used to fantasize that, right? So I know someone now I have gained weight and I feel like I look more, I feel like I'm more like 5'2", 5'1" now. I don't know, because I feel short. When I stand in front of my husband, I feel like I have gone down. So, but you're right. I'm comfortable with my size, right? So like I used to fantasize that. So the first guy I got with, he was tall, light skin, he works out, he got six, I should say eight packs because he'll be doing, he can drop down and do 200 push-ups right there. And there were sometimes, he will have me like sit in his back. I was very slim in my 20s, in my teenage years and 20s, very slim. So like he will have me sit on his back and he will do push-ups and stuff like that, girl. When I tell you. So it's like, because I have that knowledge in my head, the type of men that I want, it didn't even it did not even occurs to me that this person may not be for me. But the fact that I have in my mind that I need a tall guy with six packs and all that, that's all I needed. I wasn't thinking about love, and I thought I was in love then, but I wasn't in love then. Now I know what love is about. And I got into that relationship, thinking that this is it. And I was so naive. I was like, whoever, take my virginity, that's the person that I was going to marry. I have no idea. I have no freaking clue. Eh? And a lot of sometimes when our parents speaks to us to conserve ourselves, some of us don't listen. We just want to do our own thing. I went in that relationship with a clear mind and a pure heart. I wasn't thinking of, using anyone. I I was independent, financially independent, right? Because my parents, they were okay with me working from age 19. So in my 20s, I have saved money. I have credit card here and there. I only had like one credit card, so I wasn't, I was not in debt and stuff like that. Going to school, taking loans, financial aid, not thinking about the future, paying those loans back. I was just taking it and asking for more loans, not for me to spend for myself, but to give to this guy because I was head over heels with this person. Sometimes we make poor choices. I made poor choices, not one time, twice, back to back, twice. But the third time was a charm. I did not. The third time was a good choice, But, not everybody is that lucky, right? I remember when my first boyfriend and I broke up, and I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I do not like cheaters. I do not like liars. They the most dangerous people. So I walk away. Even though he was my fantasy, I had to walk away and everything. But every poor decision that I made, I had to like deal with that on my own. I had to be receptive to it because I made that decision. And that, even though I chose to walk away, it affected me emotionally. It was so hard, you know, even boiling one egg. To eat one egg was difficult for me. But at some point, my mom, God bless my mother, she is such an awesome mom. My mom is my best friend. My mom is like incredible. Like she gives great, awesome advice, amazing advices. I mean, like when I get into situation, I'm thinking my mom will like be on my corner. She tells it as it is. She will let me know where I did wrong and what I need to do. So she would tell me the whole, like, she's not going to sugarcoat it. She's not going to support me because nah. She will let me know, listen, this is where you did wrong and stuff like that. And she gives good advice. It's like, don't allow people to manipulate you, to use you anyhow. You need to speak up for yourself. You have a mouth, you have a voice. Use your voice no matter what, and don't give your power away. But to date someone, to marry someone through lies, because I will support anyone who um, gets married based on a lie, and they find out that their partner lied to them and they want to leave the marriage. I will support that person. I don't advocate for that, but I will support that person. Yeah. Arabi broken heart. Thank you. My mother, she was a pillar. I'm telling you, my mom is like incredible. I mean, everything about her, and she's a giver too. That's like, it's just crazy. My mom will have a penny, and if you need a penny, she will give you that penny, even though that's the last penny she has. She will give it to you. That's the type of person that she is, and I love her to death. Like, I'm in my, I'm I passed my 50s, right? My mom cooks jollof rice. She will call me and say, Adwoa, I cooked some jollof rice for Nanakwesi and Mommy. And I no longer bother to ask what about me, because she will cook so much, right? She will put them in a foil, the tray one, the pan, either the small square one or the long one. Normally she had the two small ones, and both of them will be like, it will have. And when she cooks the jollof, she will bake the chicken thighs, and she will break some of them, and others you have the whole thigh sticking in. Before I go to my mom's to get the jollof, I normally stop at the African market to get me shito. I I will get me some shito, hey, to come and eat. Oh. My daughter, mommy, she cannot. This girl will not eat rice, kenke. She doesn't like benku. Her favorite food is jollof rice and kenke. Aside from that is Rice Krispie cereal. Yeah, with Milo in it. Nanu munsi ya ya ne de. Nanu ya ne de rough. And then she likes to eat banana. Banana and apple is her favorite, fruit. Nana Kwesi, oh, my son, you can take my son anywhere. Nana Kwesi eats anything. The only thing he doesn't like to eat most is spicy food. But the funny story, then I'll go back. When I was pregnant with Nana Kwesi, I used to eat, this kid allowed me to eat all my favorite spicy food. Hey, I will eat all spicy food, but he does not like spicy food. Mommy, when I was pregnant, this girl did not allow me to eat no spicy food. And she happens to be the one who likes spicy food. Isn't that incredible? It's crazy. Yummy, yum. I'm hungry. I know. My mom, she can cook. When we do family get together, she cooks everything. And everyone, family members, people come, and everybody wants to do a takeaway with my mom's food. So when we go to the events and stuff, I'll make sure that I get my plate and get me my takeaway and put it elsewhere before everybody crucify the whole thing. Everybody crucified the whole thing around me. Thank you. So she cooked wache. Wache, she does wache, and the way she does the wache, let me stop talking about food. Guys, I'm getting hungry now, like Arabi. My mom cook, my mom does big ziti. Her big ziti is like, oh my gosh. She cooks basically everything. She doesn't like frying chicken. Like our chicken, like I always bake my chicken because that's what I'm used to. growing up, we will bake the chicken, make um tomato stew with it, or like whatsoever. We don't fry stuff a lot. It's mostly baking. Yeah, we bake it. Um, and then when we do kebab, we cut up the meat, season it, and put it in the oven. And once, just make sure we stirring it up until it becomes you're not too tender, and then you put it in the steak, and stuff like that. And then you make the stew. You pour the stew in the pot, and then you put it back in the oven. Darling, my mom, she can cook and she taught all of us. So, I mean, even my brother, my younger brother, he can cook. He makes, peanut soup and all that. The only soup he cannot make is palm soup. A lot of men cannot make my palm soup because they're not good with it. It's too much work, right? Most of them don't want to get their hands dirty. So going back to people, like when it comes to being dating someone, being married to someone, do not build a relationship or marriage on a lie, because it's not gonna fly. There's going to be a lot of situation that's gonna come up, but we do have some women and men, if they do find out that you lie to them or you cheat on them, they're gonna walk away. Don't tell them, if it happened one time, it's going to happen again. But some people don't get it. They think it's not gonna. I know, right? That's why some Ghanaian women will be like, me, I'm not leaving my husband. I'm not leaving my man for somebody. Listen, that's why I'm financially independent. I am stable financially. So ain't no man going to treat me anyhow. I want my respect. You want respect? You gotta reflect that, right? You want love? Like anything that we want from our partner, we need to be able to reflect that. Some people don't understand, right? um it's a lot. So I don't know, we have some people, they cannot handle things emotionally, psychologically, but once you are able to go through the denial, it starts with the denial. Like people like, I can't believe he did this to me. The problem is not you, the problem is them. People who cheat, people who lies, people who gossip. Like every time you have someone you close to doing something, you're not the problem, they are the problem, because they're the one doing the things. And I do not like people who be like, well, the reason why I did this is because you don't do this. No, don't try to put your shit on me. That's your problem, deal with it. Arabi says, Mama, yeah, I know, right, Mama? Yeah, excuses, excuses. I don't like people like that. Arabi said, teamwork or nothing. If teammate don't wanna do their part, it is on them. Most certainly. I'm not taking anybody's, stuff, their baggages. There are so many men and so many women out there. They have so much baggages. And not only that, they come into your life and they expecting you to deal with their baggages, right? Plus your own. Now, if you are one person dealing with your partner's baggages plus your own, how do they expect you to survive? You can't survive, because most of them are selfish. Most of them are greedy. Most of them, they don't care for nobody. They don't even care about your feelings, how their baggages is affecting you. If you're not fully healed from your bad past relationship or your previous marriages, then don't get married to somebody else and go and torture somebody else's son or daughter. Stay single. We have so many people. They don't want to deal with their problem. They just keep holding on to them. Some of them becomes bitter. And then the next person they will get with that, they're going to put all their frustration, anger on that person. Meanwhile, that person has nothing to do with their poor choices before they met them. How is it that your current partner have to deal with stuff that your exes, your previous partners did to you? How is it your current partner's fault and business? Is it fair for someone who cares for you just because someone has fallen in love with you? You treat the person like the person is not a human being because they have expressed their feelings and everything for you.
I am here to give you yeah.
Hi, sis.
Baby girl. Yeah, today is Easter, right? Today is Easter season, Easter time.
Yeah.
So I am here to wish my lovely and wonderful people a happy Easter. And I have 1 hour break. That break, I have to,
Hi, love of Allah. How are you?
How I am fine, thanks, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Sis, when I didn't pay Abasu.
Where from your country?
Yeah. Oh, I'm from Ghana.
You.
Sister Monique, may there you need pay free. So sis, over soon I didn't pay by you. Free sooner coming here. Love Allah. You guys go off and come back because I can't get something done, and then I'll bring you guys back on.
बस ठीक हो गया इतनी मेहनत कितने इंग्लिश आती है यार
Now go and come back again. Yeah?
Hold on.
We witness. What is your name?
My name is Adwoa.
And you?
Oh, her name is Vivi Nash Quintessential.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Her name is like hard to pronounce. So sometimes I feel like I'm biting my tongue. So, love a lot. You guys.
Yes.
What you wanted to ask a question, or you just wanted to come say hi?
Yeah. When finish, very nice girls, and you.
What happened? I see that you following me. I'll follow you back. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the follow. You guys go off and I'll bring you back on when you send the request.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. I appreciate that.
I don't know, too many requests is on my life.
It says I call off and I mean because me who and mommy sad choice no.
Hello?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yes.
You?
Oh, mama, yeah, mommy, because me to me in your mom free. So what happened? Love Allah. Love of Allah. What happened?
Yes. So what to say?
What you want to say?
You like my 20 video teamwork. I like your video.
Oh, okay.
Understand?
Yeah. What are you saying? You say I like your what? Your content?
Yes. 20's video clip. Like, repost, share.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And you.
Oh, thank you.
When
Mama ya, Mr. Mintimi, Arabi Mintimi ya you. Sister Bibi
match,
Nash, me patch drop off. Why not a bride? Because go off for a minute. Love of Allah.
I'm gonna come back.
Go off for a minute. Go off and request again, okay? Because I'm trying to get something and I'm unable to do it. Can you both go off and can you both drop for me? Okay. Okay. One drop over.
Understand?
Yeah, can you drop off for me, please?
Finish where?
Just click on your thing and then go off.
You lived in the country. Where you lived in the country?
I'm in US right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't follow Montreal. Sister Aisha to say. Sister Aisha me bawai me mama me call off na me sambra because on free so. Me hu ne enti a on free so no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you see I have done it. So can you drop off for me, please?
When?
Now. Okay, hold on. What is this? Why is it following? Yes, that's good. Sister Aisha, and mommy quite crying. I mean, you need free, so I don't know. I may try, but to me, I just my main concern.
My name is.
Okay, hold on. Oh Lord Jesus. Already I'm on fan chame TikTok for mon fan chame. Aye. Because minim the ebaya oba so no mintimi chese mintimi kra nyi ni mfi so. Mintimi nyi ni mfi so. Ntin I don't know why. Mon fan chame. Aye. Huh. Stacia. Am I pronouncing your name right? Or wrong? I don't know. Someone came on it and I couldn't drop the person. For some reason it wouldn't allow me to do that. So I don't know. Adwoa, I put me to say. Brother James, how are you? Lady one. What's up? What's up, Paulina? Arabi, thanks for coming back. I don't know. I couldn't drop him off. Oh. On free so I was see what and not that school age so. About Ivy, I promote saying Aria. Oh, beautiful name. I love it. dark skin coffee. Hey, DB so ho. Adwoa. I said, whoa, I like that. That's very unique. So Margaret, Sister Jenna, how are you doing? In Sempi. Arabi just said, I don't even know. Stop now. To say, oh Lord. I don't know. I have to drop off myself and come back because the guy will not leave. I go see us a what to say. Jackie. Obapa. Oh, thanks, Arabi. And fun be me obi background me because I'm surprised. It should give me the obi bass na so person you need free so because my ear be pain me clicking on nipa needing so they it should say disconnect no but me yeah it wasn't popping up until I'm surprised. Says thank you. Oh, until we say na sha for and come back to the old one. Mm. Obi a menya likes bebree say na akwa ya bese me ayi nyinaa me vim nyinaa chale mu ma me ayi likes no ne nkɔ back to 2000 mama ya akwa na sɛ me ayi nyinaa o te sɛ like na me fo sɛ me kɔ na me san ba ebe mama resume me but mama resume me. That is so not right. Baba say, into we na shall see it all over again. Too bad. I know, sis. Hey, sister Abena, Obapa, it is saying, good to see you. I don't know. Because minim the NTO Timmy Bass, so man, Fano, he just pop on my live feed. I don't know how is that. I will text you if I type it here. Mama Yamati, it's just crazy. It's an Ibrahim. You know what? It's an Ibrahim the other side, But they say, TikTok before and you maybe one of my too sensitive. Yeah, they. Me who quite cry this aquano bar so sa. Me yes, she am into me free so. Nti say as I happen to my baffle for and so notice like I was in going to the end. And some baby obi a me vim na kwasa na we. And what I was saying before, like when you go into relationship now, as a woman, aba mama ya no crow. Just say mama me hu kwan of fast so a ba so cra just it's crazy. Me fa sister Vivi na me for the me ya wa pop up. Now mama ya ni back background I ba so cra na me feel say yeah wow until after them ko hear din am say love. Yeah, so this is how you said to say Sister Florence. Hey, in some way, no more, Charlie. What to one I dream who you program what focus not just be the net the boom. Messi acquaintance for Mosewate and so no that's what is so cassa. What is oh my gosh. That's great. Oh mama, yeah, thank you, Nyamisha. Yeah, crazy. Oh, meaning the entire family back to the old one because normally I am a drop off now. A casa a busame a mammy choice. Se me resume na makasa and but this time around it didn't give me that Won't find me Facebook before the movie okay. A TikTok now I have to cut it off because Tina sometimes crampo notice like but mama ya mobile is okay like dear me accepting there, but this time dear, I obi to me hijack Anna. And some bro, hey, thank you guys for the likes. Oh, you guys, one love, one love. When it comes to relationship, even friendship, marriages, it's very important for a man and a woman to set clear boundaries, to set your standards. what you will be receptive to and what you will not tolerate with that. Some of our men and women do not have any type of boundaries. They are expecting you to be receptive to their nonsense. Sister Monique, welcome back. I was asking for help, but I couldn't take the guy. Let me to me in face to my ya me to me in face. On free so so what and so that's what so. In some bebre, eh? I answer more. We need to set our boundaries. If you don't set your boundaries now, people will walk all over you. They will do whatever, speaks to you anyhow, treat you anyhow. I mean, like, I have my rules. I have my standards, and I will never drop my standards because I'm in love. Eh? Be- the minute you says where we were we raised to know how to set boundaries? And Mama, yeah, no. Majority, I would say it's a 90%, 90 over 90% were raised not to set boundaries. I mean, nowadays for us, we our age group and some of our mothers have learned to set boundaries, but over 90%, they don't raise their children to set boundaries at all. Thank God we are doing it now. I'm telling you, they don't even know what what it is. And for Monique, when it comes to boundaries, a lot of people, both genders, do not know how to what setting boundaries. A lot of and sometimes I say this. You know how sometimes you hear people say, we agree to disagree. Some people say these words, but they don't even know what it means. Some people will say we agree to disagree, and you find some of these same people arguing, insulting, trying to impose their own thinking on other people. If Mama Ya is speaking her truth, her understanding, you will have someone come and say, like, oh, uh, what you saying is nonsense because it's hitting them somewhere. Sometimes we come live now, we talk about some things now. Our intention is we're not targeting anyone, but some people take it personal. They feel like you jabbing them on the wayside. They get triggers. Thank you, Mama. Yeah, that's the right word. That's the right word. They get triggered. Hey, it's like you speaking, you just talking about something realistic, something that you understand, and you trying to have people see where you coming from. And some people do not want to be receptive to it because you speaking they feel like you talking about them. Meanwhile, you don't even know you don't even know them all. Hey, it's crazy. Oh. Arabi says some climb over the boundaries, and when you talk they will get offended and defensive. That's the worst part of them all. Like a lot of Ghanaians, male and female, when they misbehave, right? Excuse me. Hey, who's talking about me? Stop. When they misbehave or they make poor choices and they get find out, right? Or you call them on it now, or they do wrong and they don't want to apologize. And some of them will buy you gifts thinking that let bygones be bygones. Me, I do order. When something is bothering me, now we need to sit and talk about it. Care was not used to me in the beginning because when I asked to speak to him about something that transpired, he would tell me, he said, oh, I already apologized. Can we just forget about it. And I'll be like, I can't, because it's going to eat me alive. I cannot keep things inside though, because I don't want to have unnecessary stress. So we will discuss it. It was difficult for him in the beginning. He realized, he said, for me, when things happen now, we need to address it and resolve it, because I don't want to hold on to things, a year later, 2 years later, I'm coming back. No, let's nip it in the butt and then we move on. That's me. But some people, they want to like push it under the rug, right? So this is an example that I give to put in people's head to have a vivid picture. Okay, if you sweep your home every week, let's just say every week, not every day, every week, you sweep your home, because within a week you have a lot of dust, stuff on the floor, right? So every time you sweep, you pick up your rug and you push the dirt underneath the rug. You don't get a dustpan and scoop it up and put it in the garbage. You're going to sweep every time and you pick up your rug and push it underneath. At some point, will the rug continue to stay flat as it is, or are you going to see a lump? Hmm? You're going to see a lump. That's what some of you don't recognize. When situation arises and you don't talk about it, you don't deal with it, you don't nip it in the butt, you don't resolve it, and you try to like just push it aside or push it in, hold on to it, and just keep pressing on. At some point, you just building yourself out for failure, right? Is the problem is going to get bigger instead of no more. So for the men and the women out there who does wrong things, who make poor choices, who disrespect their partners, who wants to control their partners, who is requesting for women to be submissive, but they cannot be submissive because they're the man of the house. No. Y'all need to understand that when a problem comes about and you don't sit down and talk about it to have clear understanding where each one of you is coming from, the problem will get worse and worse. And that's when you guys start, like, it gets to a point you can't even stand each other. Some people will worry themselves and they will leave this world earlier than their time. I say sometimes, when not sometimes, I always say this: I do not, and I will not leave this world, die foolish death. I never. If something is bothering me, I'm talking about it. You're not ready? I'll give you time to be ready. Oh, mm. Oh my goodness. It's like Sister Monique said, because a lot of them have unhealed traumas, they do not want to deal with it. Sister Monique, this is one of the major problems now. A lot of people move from one relationship to another with baggages. Baggages. And when I talk about baggages, it will give someone a hump in the back, because the baggage is so huge they cannot even stand straight. Now imagine someone like that coming in your life, someone like that with you getting involved with that person. Sometimes you have people say, my problem is your problem. Hell to the no. Your problem is not my problem. Your problem is your problem. Deal with it. Oh, because we married, so you need to deal with my problem. No, I don't. Listen, we have our attraction. There are some things that we find attractive about our significant others. And there are some things we find it disgusting, unattractive. And there are some things that can be worked on, and there are some things that you do not even give it a first chance, let alone second and third and fourth and 10th chance. Some of our Ghanaian people, they are so oblivious. They think everything revolve around them. So whatever they say goes. Hmm. And some people will say, our culture this, our culture that. When people cannot deal with their own trauma, they will try to implement things that does not even have to do with culture. They're going to make it part of culture. Eh? Oh, mama, yeah, Mate. Uh-huh. It's crazy. People, when they don't want to take responsibility of their own actions, they will give you excuses. The raising, blaming game. Okay. If your mother, a grown man, cannot ask their grown woman or wife, partner, to teach them right from wrong. If you don't know right from wrong, you don't have any business being in a relationship or in a marriage. Am I lying? No. Being married to you does not mean say it's my responsibility to raise you. Ah, hmm. I'm going to raise our children, and you want me to raise you as a grown man. Aren't you even ashamed of yourself to ask for your wife, your female partner, or for a woman to ask your male partner to raise you? Hey, to teach you right. The mind is not functioning the correct way, right? Hey, sometimes now I don't even know. It's too much. Someone said a lot of our men use avoidance tactics to cross your boundaries. Oh, yes. Most definitely, girl, I've been there, done that. But I have to set the boundaries. Mm-mm. There are some of us, for me, thank God, though, no men in my life have ever raised their hands on me. When I got married to my husband, the first thing my father said to him, if you ever raise your hands on my daughter, this marriage is over. Some of you don't know my story, but when I in when I got married in the beginning, I have anger management issues. And some of the things, like when I get to that level, I will provoke my husband. I will say things that I felt will get my husband to raise his hands on me. But he never once, he would choose to walk away from me. I wasn't an angel then. I mean, I have changed. I'm a complete different person. I have learned a lot of coping skill, but these are like, hmm, I can be uh, pushed over though. Like, but I will use my words constructively now than before in the beginning, because I wanted to leave the marriage. He hasn't done nothing. I wasn't happy, but I thought it was his job to make me happy. So, like, everything that I was standing on was so wrong and so dysfunctional. But, like, because my father told him that, I wanted that to be a reason to get him to do something like that. I mean, I don't even know what I was thinking, because why? And this is part of the trauma, poor choices that we make because we feel at the time I thought I was a good tactics, to get my way. But it was the wrong thing to do because I was also, my action affected him emotionally and psychologically. I didn't even think about that. I, I act I acted selfishly, which is not good. Yeah. So yeah, I said straight up, straight talk, straight up. Oh man, in some way, no accountability. Mama, yeah, people need to buy your book, oh, own it. When you do something, you take it. You admit to your wrongdoing, your mistake, the right thing, the wrong thing, and then you deal with it. The ones that has you have not put in accordingly, you do right. A lot of people, a lot of men, as Sister Monique had said, a lot of our Ghanaian men, a lot of men, let me just do it in general, they do use avoidance to take accountability, responsibility of their wrongdoing. Because they're always giving you something like it's your responsibility. No, your mom, if your mama did not raise you right, it's not my job to come and raise you. Oh, hell to the no. Then go back to school. Take community classes to learn how to communicate with my partner constructively. Even you go to social media, you Google how to speak to my significant other constructively, and you will get a lot of insight as to how to how do I start a conversation productively. Everything we talk about, you can acquire that on social media. Eh? How do I calm down? Like, but you need to, like, people with anger management, you need to see a therapist. You need to manage your emotion. Some people, when they get so upset, they start saying whatever. Abuse. Before people get to physical abuse, sexually abusing some, it starts with verbal. It goes to emotional, psychological, then physical, sexual, and so many others. It starts from somewhere before it escalates into the others. But when it comes to the emotional and the psychological, those two are the most dangerous one. Eh? Because with the physical, like if someone hits you, I'm not condoning violence here, so don't take my words other way. You will see a bruise. That bruise will heal at some point. But when it comes to the emotional and the psychological, it stays with you forever if you do not get ther- um, counseling or therapist. It stays with you forever. It's very hard. Hmm. Repressed emotions does not evaporate. It mutates. Yes. Hmm. If it's negative, wahala. Yeah, some more. Arabi, seriously. Hmm. A lot of people don't realize, part of our culture teaches women to repress a lot of our emotions. So most of our men, they're expecting their women to be quiet, not say anything, even when they things are not well inside. Eh? You tell me, say, eh, wakofa mechi ube patami. Na adeɛ na ade kɔ abɔnten no, then stay there. Don't bring into my house. How you no. Some of us don't receive garbage, right? When you build up your garbage now, you keep it to yourself and you keep with it. Whoever is receptive to that garbage now, you bring it to that person. But some women do not like to deal with nonsense. So, me myself included. So some of our women and men, like you be say like, okay, I am very special. I'm very unique. Some because if you're not expecting me to cheat on you, eh? You need to reflect that. You want respect. You need to oh, let me go to the comments because I think I missed a whole bunch. I'm your mother. Sister, I'm telling you, sometimes like you when you listen to some people now. Mama Ya said toxic energy. Mama Ya is crazy. Sometimes you have the nerve, you have some of your family member or friends, and people be like, oh, you are lucky to have the listen. If you have a man who is financially stable and they put their hands on you, maltreat you, talk to you anyhow. Hey, me, my mental health and emotional stability is very important to me. I will not reduce myself to that level to have no way. I can't do that. Hmm. Monique. The second that I'm not sure if it's from the comment or what something that I say. So many people don't have stability within. And yeah, some more. And because inside, there's no stability, outside, any I scatter. Mm. One reason I don't joke with my relationship with God, most certainly, a lot of people, they claim they're Christians, but the behavior you see, the attitude they display, how they talk, eh? Hmm. It doesn't coincide. You ask yourself, hey, this person, do they even understand the word of God? Hmm? He gives stability. He gives stability. Most definitely. We, the straight up people, are labeled as bad. Oh, mama, yeah. Now, can you say when you speak the truth, now people don't know. Chale, mama me 1 minute. Now, block sa account we say. Anya ha koraa na wobɛdi nkwasiasɛm koraa wɔ ha. This viewer will not be able to watch it. Thank you. Because saa nkwasiasɛm wei sɛ ɔmfa ma platform yi so wɔ ha. Hmm. Mundis regarding that. So Arabi say, I protect my peace and my energy. True that culture indeed. Monique, sometimes when people bring culture and religion into some things, and I'll be like, listen, hold it. There be that. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yes, the mama yeah, the inner work, most of them are expecting their partners to do their inner work for them. This is one of the problems. A lot of our men, Ghanaian men, wants the woman to fix them, and everything that they do, all their poor characteristics, poor choices they make, they misbehaving, they feel say, oh, I'm misbehaving, I'm doing this because my wife this, my wife. Listen, if your mouth is correct, if your attitude is right, if you are someone who respects yourself and respects your significant other and your home, now your wife will give you um what you produce. Eh? Acknowledge it. Hmm. I be cover up nkwa. Mama ya fano se woba fano se woba why? Hmm. Mama ya me fa de say me but say K is not my first child. Obi wo ho say o mi kun ye me ba panyi. How? Papa panyi mu a wanya dwon e wo ni baby. O ye me first den. Hmm. And you mean to me funny say me ba me nya ne ma I mean it is like say no my baby ni bibia on ani my baby ni bibia but enya me na me chim ne baby ase. So oh Sister Monique, let me bring you on. Sister Monique, yeah, mo akwa.
So now what to say?
Yeah, me I don't know. I mean, where? Who pass no because we did the entire. Actually, hey, I me uniform so enye.
They will be hard doing
No, earlier and once I make when I'm a samba, and I say me and you know, madam for back so what me clicking it by in and a webbing swap popping in.
Oh no.
On free swap or see what and so that's what is to mean to me, you need freeze to make because I make disconnecting into disconnecting in show.
And show.
And
but
I'm
who know what I say?
Oh, some about front we say no.
Too disconnected.
Me disconnecting I'm a sound by. Oh, I don't want me that much so my sound me likes and you try 5,000. And you guys keep it coming. Says now at the end I push you out through a basri.
They're pushing me. I'm afraid of and they say anyway, greetings to everyone on the platform. Sister Adwoa,
yes.
One of the biggest prison a person can be in is your own mind.
Yes.
You see, our culture and our system, as African system, it hasn't done women any good.
Oh yes.
You, as an African man and as a Ghanaian man, you go and you meet a woman who has done her work and is in her peace era. And then you come to that woman's life with so much chaos. And you expect, say, that should be okay. It will be okay for women who have no standards and expectations. Maybe they can't say it is the reason why a few months back, Ghana and Ibema, Etimitina Ghanaian community, any a Ghana former over 30, on top of him living with a woman, a trimp a piece.
What? Are you TikTok is so?
One over 17 on this app. And a chimp no sorry and watch so live. No would demat him what the woman see do woman on this app. Sister Adwoa,
my God.
Why do you think that is happening? Because and then they cannot Ghana for man they have no standards, no expectations, and certainly no boundaries. Majority of them are desperate. Sister Adwoa, Besin koko Facebook de ekoso Oba kuntunsima woni wadam for yire akoye se nia na wo frɛ wadam for yire se wunia na woni ni kun da.
That's disgusting. That's nasty.
And then sorry, I know what so live say. And mama sorry, I'm sure who ye and mama go fifi in but you are preaching stuff that you yourself could not practice.
Oh my gosh, that's wrong.
And the most disgusting thing about it, listen, when the man came out to say only what done, we had women who were defending you, and you were also trying to play a game. So one kind of cray, but and then your friend say evidence abe go abon say chese be ma no na woni ni da e wo ni yiri na chi na ni yiri na wo se oye wa damfo no oye wunia no na woni ni kunu esada.
That's so wrong.
Yeah,
that's very wrong.
Ebani say na bema utimi so live edi matem edi masi di o matem etimi ni mabaku over 17 edawo apis.
Sister.
Thank you. And it is a clear indication, say, majority of people and women in our community, women need standards, women need expectations, women need boundaries, and koshia bani bia etimi di woman chika for. Koshia bani bia etimi di na no to woman anyhow. And it is a way your bar. Now we your community. Now we standards. Now we expectations. Now we tolerate your BS now. Your friend will say we you too low.
Annie, they don't want to be receptive to that.
Your friend will say, oh, friend Yes, because your culture, a condition say you are responsible for maintaining a man.
Yeah, no correct.
And sad prison of the mind now that is what a lot of this so-called and that is what they carry around.
Oh, yes.
And when I dream say, Oba, me nessa me find the bema, na me so bema nim, na me maintain Oba, me nessa me maintain fiamaniko. Abi, the so-called relationship you are in. Are you in on you with yourself or with another human being?
That's right.
Now, sir, a foot now, what they must say. A woman, you must take your husband as your child. I want to ask you a question. Since we must take the husband as a child, why is it that when it comes to the bedroom, the husband is not a child? It's a question. You see how stupid some of this advice and culture is.
That's
because
right.
of the conditioning and the reason why we do not want to accept the truth. Say there is so much dysfunction, dysfunction in this toxic culture that is killing us as a community, but we don't want to talk. Today I was listening to an interview. Sat on an interview with millions going to watch her and said, say, Obana is responsible for holding down a marriage. And to me, Monique, me jina haka say, Sa Obano, she's living in denial. And that is the reason why I say, Obana holding down a marriage. And it is the same reason Ebema Oba or Deneho, it is the same reason. My sister Adwoa, and there are so many. Mika and man, because women are more at a disadvantage in the African society.
Yeah.
The enabling of men is not happening anywhere. And men enable men. It is women who are enabling men.
Yes. It is
women in the African society who are enabling men to behave badly.
Yeah. Because it's women that are fighting over men.
Yeah. Because we don't want to do the work, which is very difficult. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You have to put in time, energy, dedication, finances to do the work and put some value on yourself. And most people like the easy way. The easy way is become a pick-me or a patriarchy princess and lick the ass of this men, take the crumbs off their table for some little validation. The hard road is doing the work on your own, becoming a complete independent woman who is able to have standards and expectations in men. And what you bring into the table, Mr. Man, what are you bringing to my table?
That's right.
And the focus, I shifted my focus of the men a long time ago. They have a lot to deal with. Erectile dysfunction, some chromo can be. Andropause, which is menopause for men.
Yes.
Can be.
No correct.
Hygiene for men. Can be. Mental health for men.
And so they want to come and talk about women this, women that.
Exactly. And to me, when they said the focus has to shift on empowering the women to be able to build themselves, do the work, find their value, set standards, boundaries, expectations. Make sure that they are financially independent. That is why we need to shift the focus. And yes, I could share about for men. I won't take a platform to come no. Because if you tunnel your focus there, you are wasting time. Let the men deal with the men issues, and let's focus on empowering the women.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the women, they are two women say they are empowered, but they don't even understand the meaning of being empowered.
That's
How
most of
can
the
a
problem.
woman Oba would do etimitna ha and who said Bema so life de bia will episode deep matem not with Timia Sema Baku 17.
That's
And
crazy though. That's really
and
crazy.
some of you are on Omuni Mudano, mu carry yourself on this app, say, mu your empowerment. You know this, you know that, but you could not control yourself. I'm a crazy bear my way. Eddie Machi, I can form.
But I mean, Sister Monique,
That is, Sister Adwoa,
I'm
that is the
wondering.
reason why a lot of these men think we are all the same.
No, hell no, we're not the same.
Yeah, because Sister Adwoa, so we're 17 Ghanaian women. Why would he not think so we are all the same?
Yeah, we're not that cheap. Not all of
We are
us.
not that cheap. But you know what? Men like that, women like us, they cannot approach us.
That's the truth.
They know where to pick their bait, and they see your vulnerabilities, and they see how you have not done your work. Some of them, they come to your platforms, they follow you around, they listen to your submissions, they listen, they groom you,
Yeah.
they start coming in your DMs, and then they realize that a coin down.
How many times I have had some people, they follow me, I follow them, and then they will send me a message. Can we be friends? I'll be like, so what are we now? Like, we already friends. So what type of friend you looking for? I'm a married woman, you know. I'm not one of those women who is like, you know, married and they also speaking to someone on the aside. No.
Yeah.
I have, if I want to do that, I wouldn't have to let people know that I'm a married woman. So it's like sometimes I'll be like, okay, and I'll be like, you know, if you have something that you want to talk about, I don't mind, you know, giving you some, you know, some suggestions and stuff like that. But if you come in to me as of being interested in me, I'm not available. So, like, if you can be appropriate, I will block you. That's what I love about social media. You can block people easily. You don't necessarily have to condone with the foolishness and stuff. So, I don't know. It's just crazy. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap. Don't allow people to use you anyhow, social media or not.
And and see that is the reason why most of them have this perspective of women.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've dealt with so many women who did not have standards.
Which is bad.
And so many women who did not have boundaries. And so they see, and a lot of them have this perception, say, a lot of the women who are living in the diaspora are desperate. I don't know where they get that perception from. Because sometimes when I listen to some of them speak, are we all living in the same UK or in the same diaspora? Because a lot of them have refused to do the work.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of them, when they come and they talk, in their little minds, they think they know everything. But you realize that their information is so limited.
Hey, what's up? Mm-hmm.
And when you find yourself in that situation, yes, of course you are going to be desperate.
Oh yeah.
Because you are not integrating. Your only interaction is around the Ghanaian community. You do not integrate into other communities. A few months ago, I heard them talking about on a platform, a red pill platform. And I heard the men say, hey, have you seen Asian women doing this to their men? And I was thinking, where did they get this information from? And then I was shocked, Sadra, because the Asian community have one of the highest rates of DV.
Wow.
But they don't talk about it.
Exactly. That's true. That's very true.
They are one of the only communities that have honor killings.
Yeah.
They are the only community that have honor killings.
Yeah. Because, hey,
sister, because you don't know.
You were saying no fan on a life on a blah, right? Because
now, so you're very strict.
Yeah, Mama, yeah, code of silence. Yeah, you know, a code of silence.
Yes.
They will honor life you say. One worry dear, or my take care, Mawa.
A lot of them go through serious abuse, but keep on silent.
Yeah.
And the fact is that and the fact say you are not even integrated in that community doesn't mean you know what is going on.
But what business do we have talking about other ethnicity, other race, when we can't even solve our own?
They love to compare.
Well, the comparison, that's one of the things that is, killing. That's what's unaliving a lot of us.
And the other thing I want to say, you have to understand, say, culture is different from our culture.
Yeah.
The system is different from our system. So there is no comparison. In fact, you cannot compare us to them.
Yeah.
Because the way they do their things is completely different.
Yes. How they even sustain friendship, business-wise, everything.
Completely.
It's different. I mean, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to no one. Even relationship, marriages, friendship, work, everything we do, there shouldn't be any comparison. Why must we compare ourselves to others? People who compare themselves to others do not want to do the work. Sister Monique, when you were speaking earlier, you talk in terms of people don't want to do the work. One thing I have found, or I have come to understand when it comes to most Africans, is that, in order for us to work on ourselves, we need to use our brain, right? We need to do the work. And doing the work means to say you have to function. But being that most people do not want to function, they don't want to work on their problems. They're expecting other people to fix their problems. And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people fail. This is one of the main reasons why we don't have unity within our community and society, because if one is doing right thing, you will have 10 people doing the opposite.
A mental slavery.
Yes.
And mental laziness.
Queen's word.
I should have. I came across this video. I should have forwarded it. I should have sent it to you.
And
they explain into detail why Africa will never be united.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah? Really?
Because what they have done is they have divided us with tribal tribes. Yeah. They have divided us with languages.
You're right.
And they have divided us with wars. And so there is no way we can agree. And by us not agreeing, we lift our focus off the resources, which is what the developing world needs. And so when there's a war, for instance, in Congo, they will support one faction, so that the people in the country can focus on that war whilst they come in and take the resources.
Almost. Yeah. You're
and
right.
So that kind of us not being able to work together, that is what they did during the slave trade.
Yeah.
They just put that distrust amongst us, and then we did the entire work for them.
Yeah.
By not trusting each other, people started selling themselves.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. And that is the way the mentality is still functioning today. That is why when I speak about these things, I tell people, say, it's deeper than we think. Where did we learn it from? We learned it's traveled through generations.
Most certainly.
Your parents learned it from their parents. They learned it from their parents.
Yeah.
And it carries on until you realize and do the work and realize, wow, this is something that I need to break.
Yeah.
And take ownership, accountability, responsibility, and start working to break that toxic generational pattern.
Yeah.
We will continue to behave in that manner.
That is
the
very
reason
true.
why people will go to universities in Africa, come out, and then some illiterate will scam them of thousands of pounds, euros, dollars under the pretext terms of helping them to travel, when they could use their own knowledge to go and actually apply for the same visa
and do their own thing.
And do their own thing.
Sure.
So you see,
it's
deeper
crazy
than we think.
Yeah.
And the reason why a lot of the time, no, to make sure that women are responsible for the success or failure of marriage is because it benefits patriarchy. It benefits men. And patriarchy is the system that benefits them. It's also very profitable for them. This is why it is, because when a man is on his own and he's able to get a woman and he's able to control the woman, he's in a better position than being on his own. Example, if a woman is working and is married to a man who is extremely misogynistic and wants to, stick to patriarchy, what does he do? He uses that woman's finances to secure his future. Without the woman even knowing. And then it is under the pretense the woman in her mind is conditioned to think, I am helping to sustain my home. That is what patriarchy is doing. So the system is benefiting from you. Which is sad. Whilst it should be a mutual benefit. And that is why a lot of red pill platforms do not like the word partnership.
Most definitely.
They don't want to hear about partnership, because what is partnership? Partnership defines the marriage into equality.
And they don't see them as equal.
Yes. So what partnership is saying is that I'm submitting to you, you submitting to me back. I'm respecting you, respecting me back. I'm loving you, you loving me back. Everything you give, I give back to you. And we both champion that agreement. It means that the woman has a say in the home. The man has a say in the home. They discuss things and they agree before they move on to make decisions. It is no longer one-sided. That is what they don't like, because women in the African community have been conditioned to be controlled. Yes, we've been conditioned to be controlled. It merely benefits patriarchy. And it's very sad when I hear people speak in 2025. And still, women in 2025 still talk about how women are responsible for marriages being sustained. They talk about how women are responsible for a man who has cheated. You hear people stand on platforms and say, you should ask yourself, why
you didn't do what you're supposed to do as a wife. Like, I'll be like, are you guys serious? Do you even know what you're saying?
A man gets up, leaves the home, go and ask another woman out, takes months to build an extramarital relationship with another woman, then goes to the extent of becoming intimate with that woman. And then our culture and community says it is the responsibility of the wife to have kept. You see how stupid this condition is? And that is the reason why, Sister Adwoa, when some of us decided that cheating is a deal breaker and that we will hold men accountable for cheating, they quickly ran to the Bible and then they brought out that verse and said, a woman who tears down her home is a foolish woman. And a woman who builds her home is a wise woman. Patriarchy. It means the men are telling you, the women, that you should keep yourselves for them. And it is okay. And then they'll tell you, men are conditioned. That is how men are. They are conditioned to cheat. And so any woman should be used to it. Now, let me break your bubble. Cheating has never been a normal behavior of men.
It's a choice.
Now, let's go back to when a child is born. Every child is born innocent.
Yes.
From the ages of 0 to 4, children form their character traits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though those children cannot speak and express themselves well, everything you do, they repeat. That is why when you have a baby, when you are saying hello to people all the time, one day your baby will turn to you and say hello.
Yeah. They learn it from you.
They learn everything. So you lay that character traits for the child and they grow up. So where does cheating come from? It's simply a learned behavior.
Yeah.
It is most of them, they learn it from their friends. Most of them, they perfect it. It's a simple learned behavior. It's a bad behavior. And that is why I strongly believe that if men can learn to cheat, they can unlearn to be faithful.
Oh, yes, most
definitely. And there are men who are able to be faithful.
We have noble men. You know, like, absolutely. I don't get it. We have some men who never cheat on their wives. And I don't understand. Absolutely. Majority of them, they don't get it.
And so that conversation about a woman who has standards, who doesn't take BS, is a foolish woman because she break her home. It's just a myth. And it is a myth to make women who are enduring this BS in their homes, who are broken and pretending that they are holding the home together. Because truly, a woman cannot hold a home together on her own.
It has to be both of the both couples.
Both parties.
Marriage cannot stand with one person. I mean,
absolutely not.
I cannot do with my husband's stuff.
Never be sustained with one person.
Yeah.
Marriage is a union. It's an institution. And if you understand what an institution is, an institution can never be run by one person. It takes both parties in agreement, understanding, respect, trust, loyalty, the foundations to be able to run a successful, healthy marriage, union, or partnership. And this is what they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Now, Sister Adwoa, I'm going to simply end by saying that the mind is one of the greatest machines that a human being has. It is also one of the greatest prisons that a lot of people have found themselves and do not know how to free themselves. That is why we normally talk about educating yourself. Now, the mind has a tendency of slowing down when you don't keep it active. How do you keep it active? By reading, by exercising your brain. So when you don't exercise your brain, you will find yourself with foolish men who disrespect women all the time, coming to add you to their list of 17 women. When you don't exercise your brain, you will find yourself fighting over a married man. When you don't exercise your brain. And in fact, when you don't exercise your brain, you will find any Tom, Dick, and Harry gathering the courage to come and stand in front of you. Now, an old woman gave me an advice years ago. She said, if you want to know that as a woman you have done the work, just watch the men who approach you. Do you know that there are some men, before they can approach you, they take months to gather courage?
Oh, of course. Endurance, princess.
They take months. There are some men to approach you because you've not done the work. They will just slide in your DM, ask you out, and the next minute you are dating them.
Chineke. That's crazy.
Before I finish, Oba, women, have some respect and value for yourselves.
Amen to that. Jesus Christ.
Women, have enough respect for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and value that you do not let yourself lose. Because the dignity of a woman is like an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah? You must hold it so delicately. The moment it slips out of your hand and breaks, that's it. You can never get that dignity back. Do you know why? You see these nonsense men that have slept with all these women. They will keep a timetable and a log. And most men like that, they have no standards and respect for themselves. They would tell all their friends what has happened. Now, your name is being mentioned everywhere.
That's wrong. That's totally
That's your
wrong.
dignity gone.
Oh, Lord.
Gone. You see, Sister Adwoa, there are some men on this app, especially our Ghanaian community, who are fond of insulting women with their private parts, yeah?
What? That's crazy.
You see those men, they are telling you who they are. So when I see women dating such men, I open my mouth and I think, did you not see this man told you that he's a bushman? Did you not hear this man telling you that he has no respect for women? What makes you think you are going to be different?
Yeah, that's very true.
Obama, Oba Chasri, any easy so be canon. Sa Obe Chasri, Obe Kebiachro, Obe Sanswa Kebiachro, mommy. So when a man, like Maya said, when anyone shows you who they are the first time, believe them and advise yourself. You see, there are some men, when they are talking about women, they talk about women in such an empowering way. You have to ask yourself, why are those men talking that way?
Yeah.
There are some men, when they talk about women, they tear women down all the time.
Yeah.
And vice versa. There are some women like that.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
They are telling you who they are. That woman is telling you, I don't value men. And 99.9% of the time, it is because the first man in their life, who is their father figure, never showed them the real love from a man. That is the first person who shows you how a man should behave towards you and treat you. Those men who sit and they will tear women down, 99.9% of the time, their mother figures in their life never show them how to treat a woman, because that's the first woman who shows a son how to treat and behave around women. And so don't be surprised when you see some of these men insulting women left and right. Some of them will tell you, oh, I have a great relationship with you. You are lying. You don't.
No crap. That's very
motherhood. Motherhood in the African culture. Motherhood means have a child is seen and not heard. Most of mothers have never taken their sons out on a date.
Yeah, that's very true.
So how will your son know how to treat a woman, somebody's child, on a date? They will not know. They will learn from their friends in school, or they will learn, or they will create it themselves, because there's no role model to look on. A girl child whose father buys her roses, takes her out to her prom, takes her on a date, makes sure when she's dressed, gives her a kiss, makes her feel like she's valued.
Yes.
When she meets and those children, they always attract real high value men. Because they give off that energy. So when they meet a man, they know it is normal for a man to come to you and take you on a date with a bouquet of roses. Ghana for men might be flowers to crowd to be manierida. They don't know how to do it. Some of them, when you ask them, have you even bought flowers? I say flowers, they may tell you, what they say.
That's, I mean, it's crazy. Oh,
You
like
don't even
sometimes I
know the
don't.
implication that buying fresh flowers for a woman is appreciating her. Some of you are living with women for years. You have never appreciated them.
They haven't even taken them out, so they haven't bought them a nice dress, nothing whatsoever. Yet they complain about them not dressing well within the house
Not
and stuff
dressing
like
well.
that. It's
Not
so
dressing well.
wrong. The mindset is so dysfunctional. Sister Monique, when you were speaking earlier, you did brought up the Bible verse, because a lot of times I think say most Africans, their understanding of the scripture is so dysfunctional, because they only understand it from their level of intelligence, right? Because the Bible verse where it says, "A foolish woman tears her house down with her own hands," which is Proverbs 14:1, means that a woman who lacks wisdom and discernment can intentionally or unintentionally cause distraction and ruin within her household. The destruction can manifest through various destructive behavior, such as poor decision making, neglect, or a harmful action that undermines the family unit. So, like how they thinking of, a foolish woman tears down their home, because if my standard is that man who cheats, I'm leaving you. I'm not a foolish woman. I'm not tearing down my home because I have standards. I'm not condoning foolishness. It doesn't mean say I'm a foolish woman. So a lot of times I think that people who lack of knowledge and wisdom thinks the opposite of what the scripture truly means. And a lot of times when you read one scripture, you put 100 people, you might have only 5% who will have the same thinking, critical thinking, or an understanding of the Bible scripture, and the 95% is down the drain and stuff like that. So people will say what they want to say because that's how they understand. Because I will not stay in marriage that my partner will disrespect me. In no way that I will do that. And that's why we encourage for women to be financially independent, because I don't depend on my husband to maintain myself. I have my own. If my husband does not give, I can take care of myself.
Absolutely. They don't understand that Bible verse at all.
The concept
Another
is
Bible
wrong.
verse they don't understand is Ephesians 5.
Oh, Lord Jesus, don't go there,
Guys,
somebody.
they read the 22 and they stick there. But they don't read the 24 down.
No.
Where it states in there. That's you as a man, you must love your wife like your own flesh.
Yes. They don't want to go that far because they don't want to be responsible.
At all. So you see, that's why I wrote they use culture.
Submit to Tom.
They use culture and religion to justify as a way of avoidance their tactics, so that they do not take accountability and responsibility for their own actions.
Yes.
Now, I cannot understand how a man and a woman can live in their home and call themselves married, and the woman is not holding the man accountable.
That's why I don't get to. Because a lot of people who use this scripture about a foolish woman tear down their home, these people are expecting when their husbands are fooling or their male partners are fooling, you just watch them and they will come back, they will stop. Abi, they will never stop. It will get worse. So you need to open your mouth and hold yourself and your partner accountable for every single behavior that is unacceptable. That stamps on our level of intelligence and our standards. A lot of people do not have standards. only a few people have standards. So if you lack of standards, anything goes.
Yes.
So that's why, like, when you go to places where people dump garbages and stuff like that. In Ghana, you see people dumping garbages in the gutter and all that, because there's no standards. Our neighbors sees them doing it, but nobody will do nothing. And then when they have a flood now, they blame it on the government. Is it the government coming to put garbages in the gutters? No. This is some of the things now. You use some of this to think. Use your brains. It's just ridiculous. Sister Twaswa, bro.
Exactly. A lot of them they don't hold these men accountable. Mm-hmm. You are living with a man. The man can go out and come home after 12 midnight. Mm-hmm. So in your home, you don't have a time agreement. Mm-hmm. That at this time, every human being in this house must be in the home.
Yeah. They have a watch. Our phone carry watch. You see a clock on your phone. So you mean that person don't see the time, right? Oh, I'm married, but my wife can't tell me nothing. I'm the man of the house. What I say goes. So you intentionally goes out and stay out late, go and drink. Some of you don't have you don't even know your limit. You go and get drunk and you come back and you blame your infidelity on your drunkenness, right? Oh Lord, sometimes
it's just shocking.
It's like they think people don't
standards,
have mind.
No holding them accountable. And do you know that, Sister Adwoa, do you know that there are some homes when there's an argument, they will not speak to each other for a week or so. Me,
wow.
If you don't want to talk to me, go and stay in the hotel, Abby. Because we are in this together. So if there's a problem, we must talk. So if you don't want to, how can you be in the same house with a human being and you don't talk?
Sister Monique, what you saying? I have a friend, right? Her husband was misbehaving and doing things, getting drunk, up to a point when he's eating the food, he will fall asleep while he's eating, and the food will drop on the carpet or on the floor, right? So the wife reach out to the husband's father to ask the father to speak to the son to cut down the drinking, right? And the father was not trustworthy. He went and told his brother, and his brother told his wife, right? So one thing left from one place to another, and the father's brother's wife, when she met with her husband and the lady's husband, what she said was that what the wife did was wrong, because she shouldn't have done that. And I was like, wow, like sometimes how people behave and how people go about things, it shows you their character, right? Sister Money drop off, she will come back. It will show you their character. At the end, it says bia or yireni okunte. Na bema no and sasam why kominsani na so ba no epese woboa waka wontie na or reach out to a family member say nipa we no oginidi because oye papa enti won kasa nkyere ne ba na why bone na papa na koka akyere ne nua na ne nua ne nso aka akyere ne yire na omo de oba ne si ho no mo ye no se oba na anya ade si we hu ade no de na no aka because ono akasa akyere be ma na mama ya cover up nko no o twa wo ba no enti no ebesi oba nanim twa omutwa oba ne nyina ebesi oba nanim nti yasom oba ne busa ne kun ne se nipa a wo ka na asem se o ka sansem fon ono ni kun credit card na o de to ade men so no mia me credit card na me de to ade enye wo me kun wo na wo credit card na me de to ade enti wodika so sometimes on social media You have some of these women, they come and condemn other women who have standards, who do not give opportunities for anyone to walk over them. But when it comes to our culture now, most people see it as being disrespect and you not being submissive. Do most people even understand the word submission? Being submissive, do they even know? No, the meaning for every single one is different, because some of our men, when they hear the submission now, they're looking for you to be a doormat. When I say stand up, you stand up. When I say sit, you sit. When I say sleep, you sleep. When I say don't eat, you don't eat. When I say don't go out, you don't. When I say you can't be friends with. So everything, they want to control you, everything about you. You don't have a say. Even when the things that they say does not have any uh wisdom in it, right? Any beneficial in it. Even when they foolishly direct you now, you have to follow their foolishness. That's what most people understand when it comes to submission. But reality and what the Bible is saying, it doesn't necessarily mean what many people are thinking. For me, knowing my husband, I know my husband's likes and dislikes. So, knowing this, I will not intentionally do things now that will trigger my husband. I will not do things now that will make him unhappy, because I want peace. I don't want any trouble. I have been on both end. Eh? Right now, no, I'm very happy and I'm very satisfied with the work that the both of us have done for ourselves. Because in the beginning, it wasn't healthy. When you argue, you fight on petty things. If your partner says something now, you assume, or like trying to, like, kind of like speak for your partner, your significant others, even things that should not turn into arguments. You turn into argument because your mind, your intelligence and level of understanding is different. Instead of asking the question, what did you mean when you said this, we assume, and then we create our own imaginary situation and make things worse than it needs to be. Some of us don't have the mental capacity to be able to learn how to constructively have an open conversation, let alone effective communication. Yeah. Because there's a difference between the two. It's easy for you to talk, but when we talk, we use the word effective. How you talking, is the person that you speaking with or you talking to hearing what you're saying? Do they really understand where you're coming from? Are they taking on, receiving what you're saying, instead of just talking and they saying, okay, okay, so what did I say? Okay, whenever I'm talking with him, we're talking together, I will be like, okay, so um did you understand where I'm coming from? He be like, yeah. I'll be like, what do you mean? So, like, can you give me a summary of how you understand where I'm coming from? When I started that in the beginning, he was like, really? Like, and then he will just be like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. And then he would get up. That's because he wasn't listening to me in the beginning. But now, like, if I go back, I'll be like, okay, so, like, he will give it to me. And so when he speak to me, I listen, and I'll let him know. So you meant this is when you said this is what you were saying prior to, or like, Is that correct, or did I leave anything out? Whatever I left out, let me know. I love how practical you are. No abstract. You always bless me. So it's like, it's a lot of times, people create so much problems for themselves and they don't understand it. The scriptures in the Bible, right? Some people will talk, they have their own understanding, like, okay, yeah, we know humans brought it through spiritually, okay? But like how I see the Bible is like some of them, it gives you a sense of, it gives you a foundation of certain things, where to start certain things from, how can you go about it, um, things that one should do and things that one should not do. And when you read the scripture, don't just assume or make your own, uh, just justify your actions with the scripture, because most of the scriptures, how some people understand it is totally different, right? Some of them are like, I see some scriptures as a riddle that you have to solve. Some of them are straightforward. Others are riddle. Ebi yɛ kasakua, ɛnyɛ straightforward, sir. So, like, when you read it, even some of the wording that they use, I would recommend you use a dictionary to understand the meaning of some of the words before you even trying to process it to have clear understanding. But most people don't do that. And it's really sad. I mean, like, many of us cannot even reflect the things, most of the scripture in the Bible, but yet most people are more inclined to use certain scriptures to what, teach and reprimand other people. One thing that we have to understand as African women or Ghanaian women, I'm a Ghanaian, so I talk in terms of Ghanaian. We have different levels, and how do I say, different levels, different type of women. We have different types of women within our Ghanaian community. And those who have higher standards, the ones in the ones with lower standards, you cannot measure yourself with the ones who maintain higher standards. Having boundaries is something that my parents embedded in me. And I have also learned other boundaries. No problem, Stamoni. I have also learned certain boundaries. And I will not go and change it because your mother or father did not teach you that, or you were not taught any boundaries or standards. That's not my fault. One thing that I have come to understand, when you have a consistent structure, routine, boundaries, standards, and you practice that and you display that in the presence of your significant others, and you teaches that into your children, they're going to be able to have a solid foundation, whereas they will be able to also teach that into their offspring. And as time goes on, if they kind of like branches from what they have been taught and they follow foolish fool, in due time, no, they become fools themselves. Sis, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, my internet just kicked me out.
I know, I was wondering. I was like, what happened?
I know. No, sister, continue. I'm enjoying what you're saying.
Thank you. So most of the things, people can choose to use the Bible as a guide, or some people can choose not to use that. But for me, the scriptures in the Bible, I find most of it beneficial. So reading it, I have to, even when I go to church and my pastor preaches, the scriptures that he used to preach, when I come home, no, I write all those scriptures down and I read those scriptures to get my own understanding and compare and contrast. But most Ghanaians don't want to do that. Whatever has been said to them, they go with that as to whether or not it's healthy or unhealthy. You cannot give your power away. Most Ghanaians have given their power away. And I'm not one of them, because my parents did not teach me to allow people to tell me what I can and cannot do. That is a no for me. So when I do come, like, when I talk with people, I respect people's opinion, because I cannot force my understanding into people's head. If I'm speaking about something, I will explain it to my best ability. If you understand where I'm coming from, great. If you don't understand, you can ask questions. If you don't want to be receptive to it, that's on you. Because at the end of the day, you will not affect me in any way or any form or shape. There are people on social media who can be easily manipulated. If not so now, you will not have a man come on social media, disrespect women, even they are under canoe, to use it and talk so poorly about women's under canoe. And then for people to be receptive to that person and for you to date that person, it tells me the type of woman that you are. And then you telling the man, or for you to date such person, you telling that person, say, you are receptive to the type of person that they are, and they can speak to you anyhow. So which means if you have a man on social media or a woman on social media talking ill of their exes, and keep in mind that you might become their ex, and once you are their ex, they come in on social media to talk the same ill manners about you. So you have to be mindful about how the decisions that you make. People who lack of knowledge or wisdom, they're always going to be talking negatively. And when you have people like us come and speak the truth, now we don't have a lot of supporters, because they think that you targeting them. Some people take your discussion and conversation personally because you speaking about their character. It's not my fault that I have to speak about your character. Most Ghanaians, most Africans are more racist than Abrofo, but we see Abrofo as them being more racist. It starts with where even our culture encourage racism, discrimination. Our tribes encourages that, but nobody wants to talk about it. If you bring it in, you have some people who be like, some people will tell you, you don't know me, go ask my people. My tribe, if you try me, I will insult you. Hey, you are proud of being someone who cannot utilize your brain effectively, that you are not a critical thinker, you are not intelligent enough to speak. Nobody's saying don't speak up. We need to use our voice, but you need to do it constructively. It's not about insult, it's not about disrespect. So Sister Monique, what I was saying before, I mean, can it mukra? A friend of mine called me, no, sinikun and sankwa. Odi ampesi a wono monsa. Bibi obedi bi obenom nsa ansa no wadidi. Ebi wo hɔ kɔ aduane o wodi no. it was the scene now, so not waboa ye na aduane na hwie agu ena o se sene o kasa kire ni kunsa ni kunti ena o se okay ene me ne papa ye wo good relationship nti no mame ma ne papa so nti na ne papa ne nkasa sene ebe ya obeti ensa ne so ena o friend ne father-in-law no ka chen say ni say na my just say my ma hom te me mpese ebi a obeyare ana se bibi sent me sro ene wo bayin kasa mami because maka wontie ena ogini nase ni di because nase no obu nase no ena nase no carry itself or a big person waka kire nase ni wi a nase na fa phone afre ni nua be ma aka kire ni say ayi wo fa ase no eyire na asem a waka ache me ni eno onu ode so de store so na bra ne ka kire ne yire nti akire na okun no ene ni papa nua no ne papa nua yire ekotena ase ena omodi ne yire tena ho twa no saa se wanya ade oye enyanyansa just say yes come and see tibon nti no on say a dan waso nti ewo mu a didi mu a na ebepie sister na so mu say die esie ni nanti chese asam kro o ka kire nase no kro amfre ne ba na ntu nifuo chese wo de ayen konkonsa sese ene besi na so say ni kun no papa nua yire de ni si ho no mo ye no nti eye o ti no say na obey ya wo ye mi onu ni kun obekwa akoto ade ama ne mma anaso obeba akoto aduane abeye aduane ya ni kun credit card na odi kotwi ba mensu ya misi hoi a me ka se papa yi ntu ne bayi fui mia na me de me credit card akoto ade enye mi kun na hwe me enti mini ni mienu no wonder so te ho keka sansem fon no because senka onu ananka ojina ne naso na oye bibia na enye ni kun no na support no financially ya I don't think so betna ho no adwen say wo adwen kesi a want na ho nka sa asem fon no
Sister Adwoa asem na wo kan ni amatie ni a woni madebi say de bia ye ka say marriage is not for kids.
Yeah.
And that's one of the rules I have in my own marriage is this. I do not cross the boundaries to my in-laws just anyhow.
Yeah.
Because it is one of the boundaries, the moment you cross it the wrong way, you can never get it back. Yeah. I respect a grown man with a brain who has the ability to determine right from wrong. And it's here. And so therefore, when your husband is drinking the way you are talking to me right now, that is a clear indication that you are living with an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Your father-in-law's advice is not going to give any help to that man. That man needs intervention. An alcoholic is someone who is sick. It's an addiction. And until I say, oh, your bar, and when you get married, you go to complement, not to complete.
Yes.
And marriage ain't for girls. It's for grown women and men with big pants.
That's right.
Yeah. So this kind of conversation in the first place is not something that a third party should have even come in to resolve.
That's true. Correct.
She took herself to that place. And when you take your business to your in-laws, be ready for it to be dealt with anyhow they choose to.
Trigger effect. Trigger effect. That's right.
Yeah. Now, you are living with a man. He started drinking. He's drinking every minute. If he wasn't like that before, what is wrong with the two of you sitting down and having a stern conversation with that man?
Yeah.
And giving him time limits and coming up with solutions where he is obliged to access and deal with.
G.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, If he doesn't follow those solutions that you've agreed in place, now that's when I move to the next step, which is I give you an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Because I cannot have an alcoholic in the same home with children and myself.
That's true.
So then since we've sat down, we've agreed on solutions, and I'm supporting you to access therapy and access whatever you need to access to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it. Then I'm going to move to the next step, which is an ultimatum. That is what a woman with standards who is holding a man accountable will do.
That's true.
My in-law doesn't need to know nothing about this.
Correct.
Because he's not a doctor.
That's right.
He's not a specialist therapist who deals with addiction. Right? These are some of the things. How did something like that leave your home
to get out there? That's right.
And then, now, I'm glad you brought this up. There are a lot of girls and women who are in marriages, who are not fit to be in marriages.
That's right.
Majority of issues that occur in marriages, if you cannot resolve it as a unit, because it's a partnership, you both have each other's best interest at heart. You bring out the best in each other.
That's right.
And when each other, one of you is at their weakest points, you support each other and you deal with your issues. You are matured enough because you complement each other. So you are matured enough to talk about issues. You are matured enough to be vulnerable with each other. You do not keep secrets from each other.
Yes.
And you trust each other's judgments. Yeah? My husband is my confidant. I'm his confidant.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on with him, I know. Everything that's going on with me, he knows.
Yeah.
Those are boundaries between the two of us. I do not cross that line and take those kind of relationship that we have outside for any third party. It is a privilege that we both enjoy in that partnership, void of any external factors. Yeah. So you see, when you build yourself and get to that point, that is when you start actually enjoying what the union of marriage is. Sister Adwoa, if I tell you that my in-laws have dealt with any issues in my home, I'm a liar. Never.
Wow. That's
never.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now I'll give you an example. There was an issue between my husband and his mom. They had conflict.
Okay.
And then both of them tried to come and get my support. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's not good.
Yeah. But what did I do? I knew straight away. And I remember my mother telling me that whenever you are in a marriage and there's a conflict between your husband and his people, always take the neutral ground. So what did I say to my hubby? I said to him, listen, she's your mother. I love her and I love you. And I am not interested in getting between the two of you. You are grown adults and I expect you to sort things out with her
without bringing you in.
Being in. And then I got a call from his mother. And I said to his mother, Mom, I love you like a mother. You have treated me like a daughter. And I'm in love with your son. But I do not want to come between you and your issues with your son. So I have told my husband to sort things out with you without me being involved. And I expect you to also I have enough respect for you and I know you respect me enough. I expect you to also sort the issue between yourself and him, void of me. And that is how I took myself out and sorted their issue. What I was trying to build there was there's a boundary.
Yeah.
I don't cross over that line and I don't expect you to cross over that line to me politely.
Yeah. And that's the best way.
And the boundaries are very clear. If there's if you're living with a man that you call your husband and something like this, you cannot deal with it. Now, if he's going through an addiction, we've sorted out the solutions. If the solutions are you are picking the phone on Monday morning and you are calling your doctor and you are going to see them to get a referred to an addiction support group, or or see a therapist. That is the solution. We have agreed. It's an agreement, and it needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I am checking. I am sitting there whilst you're calling the doctor. I'm holding you accountable, making sure it's happening. And if you're telling me on Monday that I don't want to do it, then I'm giving you about four weeks or so. And then what happens? I'm moving to giving you ultimatum to say, Mr. Man, this is a kind of behavior that I don't feel safe around, all my children around. And if you're not going to deal with it, I think we are going to move to separation, where you need to go find yourself and do your healing by yourself without my support.
Yeah.
And then when you finish, we can talk. Accountability.
Yeah.
And so all the time, when you are in the house with that man and you, the woman, you both of you know, you hold each other accountability. There are rules and regulations in this house. You behave yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You will behave yourself.
Most definitely.
So that is one of the things I think is a skill that a lot of couples need to learn. Mm-hmm. If you cannot resolve issues as a family unit, and sister, just sometimes conflicts are very uncomfortable.
Oh, yes. Very.
Sometimes there are certain things that you just don't want to deal with it. Mm-hmm. But you have to cultivate the habit of letting that man and that woman know that, listen, we are in this together. Mm-hmm. And when things are not going well, as much as we are uncomfortable to talk about it, there is only one way out to sort this out, and it's talking about it.
Yeah. Get past it.
Yeah. We have to, we are not going to stonewall. We are not going to go do the silent treatment. There's an issue. We talk about it. Mm-hmm. And even if it's uncomfortable, we talk about it. And sometimes we have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But at least we have dialogued over the issue. And the more you dialogue over issues, the more you build your capacity in communication, mm-hmm. in a partnership, and the more you become comfortable with each other, and the easier it becomes.
Yes.
And the more you build trust. That is why I'm saying that I am his confidant and he's my confidant.
That's awesome.
I mean, there's no limitations. I know everything that happens to him and is going on with him. Mentally, emotionally, physically, I know.
Yeah.
And he knows mine as well. Because it's a kind of communication that we have cultivated over the years. Mm-hmm. And there's no third party involved. And it is important that as women in relationship, because we love communicating more, mm-hmm. it's very important that you build those communication safety nets in your relationship with your partner. You keep that safe.
Oh, yes.
And you hold certain conversations between the two of you. Mm. Only.
Yeah, the two of
only.
you.
There are certain conversations that you should never bring out of that safety net between yourself and your partner and share with a third person.
Yeah, that creates a whole lot of, it opens up a can of worms. Like opening the Pandora box.
The moment you do that, mm-hmm. you open a door and you add another person to the partnership. It is called a triangle.
Yeah.
You create that unknowingly. Mm-hmm. And any relationship, you see those women who are all over the place, all of hopping here from there. Tomorrow you see them here.
Yeah.
Here, everybody knows their marriage business.
Yeah.
They have created many triangles, mm-hmm. without realizing.
Yeah, that's very true.
The fastest way to gain disrespect for your partner is to create so many triangles.
Definitely. You're definitely right. Oh my God. Sister Monique, I feel like we have to do a whole lot of program. I didn't even talk about another problem, which will be next time. A woman who Oba woman ho kwan na ni kun fa na chi.
Oh, I dealt with so many of these cases last year.
Oh my goodness.
Including, in fact, one of them that I dealt with, the woman was the wife of a minister in training.
What?
And I mean, Yes, I think so. Sister Adwoa, yes, when you do that show, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
But I just want to say something here, yeah? When we talk about women doing the work on yourself and finding your value for yourself, yeah? It involves your body as well.
Yeah.
And when we say work on yourself, it involves making sure you are eating well, making sure that you are exercising, making sure that your body is in a safe weight and a space for yourself and for your health.
Hygiene too.
Hygiene. It also includes spiritual checkup.
Yes.
And it also includes sexual checkup.
Yeah.
And I'll say it here. And then when we do that topic, we'll talk about it. As a woman, you need to have deal breakers and no-go areas in sexual relations. And you need to communicate those clearly at the beginning of relationships with your partners.
Yeah.
I give you two. When I met my husband, I said to him clearly, there are two things that I do not do sexually. That is sex through the back. And I do not like people putting their hands down there. I do not entertain them because for me, I think about why would a man want to be inserting his hands all over the place? I mean, are you an abuser? Like, sorry. That's how I interpret like that cannot be normal to me. So I communicated this very clearly. And so when it comes, and then I asked him, what are your own sexual no-go areas as well? So we have these and that's why you have to be with someone that you can have these conversations with.
That's right.
As married women, of course, we do have sexual conversations with our husbands, but they are between us. They are healthy sexual conversations.
Yeah.
And so therefore, when I go into a marriage with you, I do not expect any surprises. And I hold my own. Because I've said to you that as a woman, I do not want any man going to my backside with that. Because my understanding of the backside is it's for excreting waste.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
That's right.
And so I will not compromise. I do not compromise on my sexual expectations because it's my body. And my body to me is very precious. I don't want a man treating and touching me and doing all sorts of nonsense when it comes to sexual relations.
Yeah.
Now, men will treat you anyhow, touch you, do all sorts of things to your body. As a woman, when you have no sexual boundaries, relations or standards, expectations or standards, they will touch you anyhow. So if you don't have any kind of this conversation,
said you coded language.
Yes. So when you have not communicated this clearly at the beginning of relationships, and you go into the relationships, leaving that door open, and now the man is starting to do all things to you. And men who do that normally groom you women.
Yeah.
They groom you because you haven't communicated your sexual standards, boundaries, and expectations clearly. And it could be that you don't even have any. So anything goes. So, Sister Adwoa, that thing you said, you had a deeper conversation with that woman, and you will come back and tell me that she does not even have expectations, standards, and boundaries communicated clearly with that man at the beginning of the relationship. She has been susceptible to trying out stuff that she probably is not comfortable with. And now it is going to the next stage because that man has realized I can do anything I want with this woman.
Yeah, they say was so a shed diaper. You pull pull up CV.
So you see, she's even tried it. Because she's still not communicated that, hang on, this is something that is a no-no to me. Yeah?
Yeah.
So she's tried it. And that's a lot of most of the cases that I came to me with this thing, a lot of the women have tried it already. So my question to them was, Why did you even try? Oh, I didn't want to lose my marriage. You see that nonsense culture and conditioning.
Yes. Eti no mpese obema na ko ba bi ba o si se no be ma no e ho nko an o pese wo ye.
Exactly.
Enti no te se like o si sister mint na se. Da bia na me gina me na so. Mint na se.
Imagine. And Sister Adwoa, most of the men who do that, they are the other way. You see what I mean? They are the other way. They are only with women because of what our society will say.
Yeah. No cry, no dear, no cry.
Yeah, they are what I call the down low men.
Mm-hmm.
So they are gay. Yeah. But because of our community and the stigma, they will stick with women. Some of them even go on and have children with women.
Yeah.
And then they will come out years after to declare that, oh, sorry, I am actually not
this
what
one,
you
this
thought
one.
I was.
Sister Monique, what do you
Yes.
And to say you will promo no next week Friday, Sister Monique,
yes.
Life.
Yes, next week Friday is Candy Talks with Monica, and I'm going to start. I'm changing the time to 9 p.m.
Yay!
I
can't wait.
Yes, we are going to be talking about female hygiene.
I can't wait. I love it.
I'm gonna talk about female hygiene because I heard some stuff. People cooking soups and stuff all down there. It needs to stop.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah,
they're messing it up.
Putting cloves, how can you put lime as something so acidic down there?
Holy cow!
Yeah. So we have to talk about it. So next week I'm gonna deal with the entirety of female hygiene.
No, they don't know that nothing goes down there, right? Like they don't need to put nothing there. It's just crazy.
And it's even dangerous. Like people who have been drinking this clove water. I found out that there's a compound in clove water that actually interacts with the liver, and if you drink clove water over an extended period of time, you can have liver disease.
Yeah, lack of knowledge, my people perish because you have to know what you're doing. People come on social media. There's a lot of information on social media. Now everybody can come and do live, right? We have informal, social media is informal education, but you have educative programs and non-educative programs. So as women, a lot of women, they want to certify their men, right? Without even trying to get as much information when it comes to how to maintain yourself. It's easy to maintain a healthy hygiene, but some of you want to, people come and say, oh, I sell this, it will make your tonga tight, your under canoe tight. We have something called Kegel exercise. You don't have to do anything, you just using your muscles, but people don't want to learn that. They will prefer putting stuff underneath their genital area, and which is going to create other problems, and then you blame your home witches. Witches have nothing to do with it. It's your poor decision. So I can't wait for this, sis. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely,
This Friday is going to be fire.
Yes, next Friday is this Friday coming, and it's at 9 p.m. So hopefully we will still be alive and kicking and well, and then
it will be the 25th April. So make sure you tune in.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Sister Adwoa. This was a very very eye-opening and very interesting conversation.
I know. Today I went above and beyond because the conversation was going so well. I didn't want to stop it, but at some point, I had to go and take my daughter's hair out, wash it, and re-braid it for her for tomorrow. Going back to school tomorrow. She was off Friday, but I was just being lazy. I waited till today. I procrastinate on this one, but lesson learned.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well, sis. Take care. Much love to you. All right. So today I I have, oh my gosh, let me do some promo. Being that Sister Monique has done her promo next Friday at 9 p.m., which will be 5 p.m. Oh, Lord, wait a minute. 9 p.m. US, it will be 5 p.m. US Eastern time here. Yeah. You guys tune in, miss topic for Friday, please. Uh, it's going to be hygiene with Sister Monique. Yes, 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 yes. Feminine hygiene. Mama, yeah, some people, hey, it will knock you out. You will pass out for like 24 hours before you know you wake up, you be like, where am I? I'm not, it's not funny, but I have to laugh. Anyhow, so let me do some promo. Um Happy Easter to you guys again. Yesterday, Sofu, took time off because he has, event schedule and everything. But we will resume marriage lessons. We don't talk up just about marriage. It's general topics, right? And we do the discussion in the Akan language, Chi, right? Yekuro Mukasa. We speak our native language on Saturdays because Saturday's program is for Ghanaians. And then Sundays, which is the one that I'm doing, is normally open discussion. So anything goes. We talk about anything that comes out with the exception of politics, religion. But sometimes when you're making a point, it will come through it. We will bring it in it, but we won't stress it that much. Insults, disrespect, we do not tolerate that on this platform. This platform is to teach and learn. Mhm. And then Saturday and Sunday is 7:30 Ghana time on both days. Come live. Sunday is life issues, which is the one I'm doing now. We have, let me go, sister, our sister Arabi, Arabi, Lulu's niche. You see that when you see Arabi, you see Lulu's niche over there. She has her own business where she does CDs. If you want to promote your businesses, programs, anything, everything that you have to do, right? You want to do a promotion of it, she is the person to go to, right? Even if you want to do a flyer, you see on Mama Ya's platform, sometimes I repost it with the flyers for Authors Hub Y2A. She does the flyers for us. You see how nice they, oh my gosh, she's incredible. So reach out to Arabi, Nana Araba, and whatever work you're looking for, you guys will discuss it. And of course, the payment, you guys will discuss it behind camera. We don't want nobody coming, oh, Arabi, charge this and this and that. As long as the work fits the bill, you pay up. You're welcome. I use page, I encourage you guys to go and go and follow that. And Mama Ya saying body shaming nuggets with Mama Ya tomorrow at 11 a.m. MST time, 1 p.m. EST time, 5 p.m. GMT time, 6 p.m. BST time. Damn, that's what's up. So you guys tune in to, like, be part of that, because a lot of times, especially most of our men, they body shame their own wives, after children comes along and stuff like that, instead of assisting, supporting, going for walks, doing exercise together. They don't want to be responsible for that. They don't want to be supportive. But yet, every time they go into their women to deal with their nonsense. That's how it doesn't work like that, you know. So a lot of times there are things that we can do to empower each other, right? To work on ourselves. Everything stems on us. So we need to be able to go on educative platforms. Our brothers also, when we come live, we want you guys to join in the conversation. Share your thoughts, all right? Because we learning also. um, Arabi said just what I was thinking of right now. Wow, that's good. So and then we have is it graceful germs? Graceful gem with Mama Ya and Arabi. They do it the last Monday of every month. So it's like the last Monday of every month. You know, you guys tune in. Mama Ya stream it on her Facebook and TikTok also, or just Facebook. But they do come on Facebook and yeah, okay, they stream it on Facebook. So let's support Mama Ya and our sister our B. They doing awesome um, work with Arthur's Hub Y2A. The Y2 is Sister Ya for just TikTok. Okay, they do the graceful germ on TikTok. Yeah, they don't do it on Facebook. It's on TikTok. Okay, got it. But Mama Ya normally will share. When she comes live, she will share to friends. So once you see it pop up, you just tune in to support them. Yeah, yeah, to push them up. As a So the Y2 is Ya for the Atobra, which is Mama Ya, and then you have you have Yaf Boatma Boatin Boat Ya Boatma Boatin Brasso, and then you have A, which is more Adwoa Odo Mensa. Our goal, is to empower ourselves and to empower each other and women, because a lot of times our platform we don't put people down. We build people we build ourselves and others up. So the platform, we have some of our sisters with who are very knowledgeable. They have wisdom. We have had our brother Tony join us a couple more than twice, and then we have another person also. I forgot the name has gotten away from me. We also have our brother with Arthur's help, I believe Brother Tony and one other person has, tuned in, has come on, and also to share their thoughts and view, which is receptive, and it was just incredible. We just need to like learn to support one another. A lot of times, some people they get jealous, envious, because of selfishness. They misbehave and give you an attitude and stuff. I don't even know. It's not even healthy, like to be negative. We have to be positive and encourage each other. So it's like, every other Saturday we do Arthur's Hub, right? And we come up with different topics. If the topic is derived from my book, or I will do it, I will stream it on my page. If it's from Mama Ya's book, she will stream it on her page. And sometimes we pick random topics that we come and talk about it. But Mama Ya and I rotate, streaming on our page, because we want to build our page together. We being selfless. We haven't had Sister Ya Boatma Boatin Russell. She has not yet be, been able to stream live with us, because late last year she lost her mom. So it's like, everyone have their ways of grieving and stuff like that. But in due time, she should be able to make time to be part of the discussion, and you guys will also get the chance to hear her wisdom. And then we have you go to let me go to Mama Ya's first because I'm doing the author's hub. So today I'm gonna start with Mama Ya. Uh Saya for that, bro. Okay, hold on. All right. So Mama Ya, she's known as Mama Ya on TikTok, right? Ya Further on TikTok. But on Facebook, her page is Antilla's um book corner. And then YouTube is Antilla's book channel. So go and follow her page, like her page, and on YouTube, once you subscribe for her page, just click on the bell, right? Whereas, you receive all her notification. Yes, just to support her. Uh, she comes live on Facebook once a month, Saturday, at 11 a.m. MST time, 1 p.m. EST time. If I have to go through the British time, and then better have to sleep here. So let me stick it with this too. And her co-host mostly is our sister Ya Boatma Boatin Russell. But as I said, she has taken a break for now. And Sister Ya for that also have Auntie Ya's Own It Academy coaching and book publishing services. I will attest, I will recommend everyone who wants to, tell their own story. If you want her to ghostwrite for you, she will do that. If you want her to coach you, she will do that. My first book, Unveiling My Life, A Guide to Breaking Free and Reclaiming My Life, which is at Amazon. She was my coach, yes, and I learned so much from her, like the her structure, tactics, and she's incredible. So y'all go, talk with her, and whatever amount she's charging, trust me, you're going to double that, triple that, depending based on your promotion, your willingness and everything. Because a lot of times Ghanaians, when it comes to having to uh pay something or use, most people want freebies, right? But that's not the real world. You know, at times, if you want quality things, you need to spend money on that. So, yeah, support uh, Mama. Yeah, she. She has written 6 books, right? Her first book is inspirational book is Reflection of My Thirsty Soul. The second book, my personal favorite, but I love all her books, is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. The third book is a devotional book, is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. The fourth book, which is the number one bestseller at Amazon, is Own It, a guideline to taking accountability and responsibility of your own journey. Most of you need to get this book. All right. Get all her books, but this book, it will help a lot of people break the cycle. The fifth book is My Unapologetic Self. The sixth book is A Call to Prayer. All of them, you go to Amazon, you put Ya for that. Don't go and put Mama Yao. And don't go and put Auntie Ya's book corner. No. You put Ya for that Atobra. All her books will pop out. All right. And then good reasonable prices also. And then our sister Yabuatma Boatin Russell, her book is Echoes of Ya BBR Chronicles. You put Yabuatma Boatin Russell, her book will pop out for you to get a copy of that to support one another. Now you guys see this beautiful shirt I'm wearing. You see that? That's you go to sageshare.com. Okay, Sister Sage Williams. She's known as Lady Coco on TikTok. T-shirt by Sages on TikTok. On Facebook, she's known as Sage Williams. Uh-huh. You go and follow her, like her page, and you go to sageshare.com to get some authentic merchandises. T-shirt, this is one of the t-shirts. She has different patterns that you go over there. If you see a pattern that you like but you don't see the color of the shirt, please do not leave. Just order it, the sizes that you want, the amount that you want, and then once you finish, there's a comment box. You can let her know the color of shirt that you're looking for because you didn't see that color. Because sometimes this shirt, when I bought it, it was actually in white, but I told her that I wanted a yellow color, and she got me the yellow color. So you know, don't say like Ghanaians this. No, no, just work with her. You know, um, and then if you are family oriented, like I have seen some family members, like when they're going out to picnic or like out bowling or to some events, they want to dress the same way. You can get the same color of shirt with different design patterns, or you can get different color, your favorite colors with the same patterns. So it depends how your style is. If you are in an association, in a group, whatsoever, and Merco and whatsoever, and you guys want to get the same type of shirt, by all means, you can order from her because they are reasonable prices. She has dresses, one size fits all. I normally get the one size fits all because she has a scarf that you can either use for your hair, to make your own style. Sometimes I use that scarf as a belt, to just change the styling and everything. If you are tall, big, short, slim, you can still fit into the one size fits all one. And then that's the 85%. The 15%, you need to have a 32 waist size, right, to fit into that outfit. And then she sells cream, jewelries, beads, scarf, handbags, and many other accessories. So just go to sageshare.com and you should be able to check it out. Get some of her authentic merchandises to support our sister Sage. I have my sister Belinda Ejari, she's in New York, Bronx. She has an African market in New York, Bronx, B&B African Caribbean Markets, which is located at 1163 Boston Road, Bronx, New York 10456, to get the best African food to support our sister Belinda. So just put it in your GPS. You can put it on your phone GPS and you will get there. It will bring you over there. So let's support our sister Anne. And then we have Sister Aisha Ankra. Sister Aisha Ankra doesn't do live programs, but you go to her Facebook pages, she posts up some very positive, encouraging, messages and stuff like that. Her TikTok is still Aisha Ankra. She's sticking with her name, so she sells Juice Plus natural supplement. It has family packages. I'm taking the uh Omega one. It helps with joint pain, it gives boosts my energy because I remember in the past I'll be like dragging myself off the bed in the morning. It was like so hard for me to get up. But now, like, I set my alarm, I give myself 20 full minutes. Instead of getting up at 6 o'clock, I set my alarm to 5:40. And sometimes before the 6, I will get up and stuff like that. I just give myself 20 minutes prior to, because when you wake up in the morning, you shouldn't get off your bed just like that, because you need to be able to get up, sit up, and bring your legs down and just give yourself at least 5 to 10 minutes for the blood to circulate through your whole body into your foot, into your legs and foot, because sometimes if the blood does not circulate the right way, when you try to get up, you will fall because there's no, it's serious. So don't just get up. Your alarm goes off, you get up, and then you try you get you put your foot on the, no, give yourself at least 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. You gotta think about your well-being. So that is a good thing. So Juice Plus natural supplement, you can buy some from her wherever you are, all over the world. She sells kitchenware, the set. If the shipment costs more than how much you purchase the item, she's gonna redirect you elsewhere. She sells Avon products. For the Avon product, you have to reside in UK, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Baby girl, you okay? What's the matter? You need a newspaper? But what are you doing? That's garbage. Just leave it over there. What happened? Oh, I see. Okay. She and I both wearing yellow. Come here, baby girl. Okay? I'll come and get you food. Come here. Come down a little bit. You see, she's wearing yellow too. I have to take out her hair and braid it because your hair is a mess. After you eat, then I'll take it out and wash it. Then I'll braid it. Okay. All right. Yeah. So make sure like we support our sister Sage, our sister Aisha Ankara. When mommy came here, no, I'm thinking I'm still doing the um, sister Sage promo. Today I have taken too much of your time, guys. I apologize, because I had to cut off and came back. And Mama, yeah, I know, right? I don't even know how we ended up wearing the same color of shirt. This is what I'm saying, right? Like she's wearing, we have both yellow but different, patterns of design in front of it and stuff like that. So I'm going to leave you guys here. If I did not do any promo for you, please forgive me. Today I take too long, right? But yeah, go follow Mama. Yeah, seriously, she has a lot of nuggets, that she put up on a daily basis on her Facebook page and also her TikTok. Mama Ya, MAMA, and then Ya. And then you have Ya for that, sometimes I call her Mama Ya, sometimes I call her Sister Ya, because the reason why I say Mama Ya, because that's her TikTok name. So I want people to be familiar with that. But she is my sister, my big sister, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. Take care of yourself and each other. Thank you guys so much. RB, thank you. RB requested for us to go to 10K, and today we have surpassed 10K. So I thank you guys, every single one of you who gifted me. God bless you. Should give you back what you spent. 100 times what you spent. She's my mom. I know, right? Bye, sis. Love you. So, um, all those who gifted me, thank you so much. Those who invited friends to tune in, um, the likes, everything. Sister Monique, thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait for Friday for feminine hygiene because it needs to be discussed. A lot of people are harming themselves, based on that, just to maintain certain things, but they're going about it the wrong way. So you guys take care, all right? Have a hey, what is this? This is something new. And that's Facebook.